Yo, am I coming in clear? Because I did change my mic settings. I kind of lowered it.
Yeah, you sound good.
Uh,
All right, here we go.
fresh out this bitch. Let's go.
Hey guys, this is Jason Douglas.
This is Adam MacArthur, voice of Yuji Itadori. This is Derek Snow, the voice of Shinra Kusakabe.
This is Phil Parsons, voice of Kenny the Ripper Ackerman.
It's Merc Nguyen. You are watching Voice of the Heroes. Take it away, Flea Boy.
Yeah, what's good, everybody? You already know who it is and what it is. And if you don't, it's your three favorite unks back again for season 2, episode 1 of Voice of the Heroes Uncaped podcast. And today we got a great lineup of conversation for you, circling around all things we love to talk about as far as Marvel, DC, Indies, all that good stuff. As y'all know, D23 just popped off. And my God, not only did we get the reveal of the X-Men cast, but a new Doomsday trailer, new VisionQuest trailer. We also got tons of DC news. Is the house on fire? We'll talk about it. We also got so much indie stuff to talk about, and comic book wise, did absolute Batman just kill another legendary character? We're gonna get into it in this episode, but before we do, I'm gonna give a huge shout out to our sponsors, G Fuel, Ubisoft, and Bandai. And big shout out to our three favorite unks. Of course, myself, but Galactus and Blue Jack. How y'all doing today, my brothers?
Hey, man. We here, as I always say. We ready to get lit. We ready to have a great time. Season 2 has started. If the chat don't know, we are in season 2 of the podcast. So I got a lot of energy and I'm ready to chat it up with y'all, man. Let's get it.
Man, season 2, what's up? I'm talking my talk this season. Just so y'all know, just be prepared. We're going to talk about these books. We're going to talk about this media, all this stuff. I'm not holding back. I'm not holding back this season. I promise y'all, man. I'm coming with a different flavor. Thank y'all for being here. We're ready to do it, man. We're ready to have a good conversation. We're ready to give y'all a good time. So just keep it locked. Make sure y'all share the pod, man. Share the pod. Also, keep this engagement going inside the chat. Let's go.
Also, stick around, man, because the second hour, we have a special interview for y'all, man. And that is Joey Esposito and Kenny Porter, the writers of Power Rangers Unlimited. So make sure y'all stick around for that. Now, without further ado, let's get to it. All right, let's see what's on. Hold on, let's see what's going on with Blue. Blue, you good?
No, I'm still here.
He said, I'm still here.
Bro, I'm telling you, like, this is insane, bro.
All right,
I'm here,
so
it all started with last week, man. His computer over here acting up, man. Stop. Well, man, say get off those websites, bro.
Hey, why does everybody say that? Everybody
Get off the
says
websites.
that,
all right,
Cradle
so
cookies.
we're gonna kick it off, right? And we're gonna start with this. Spider-Man Brand New Day officially crosses $2 billion in the global box office, which is a huge milestone and probably one of the biggest accomplishments of Sony, Spider-Man, and Marvel's time with this character, because it's never been done for this character and never been done in such a quick speed. In less than 2 weeks, it's crossed 2 billion, which is absolutely insane. To be honest, even when I knew we was gonna hit 2 billion, I thought it was gonna be around like August 28th. Was I wrong? I'm not even gonna lie. I was heavy predicting stuff, doing mathematics, trying to like get down like, okay, how could we cross 2 billion? And my God, heroes, we are officially at the 2 billion mark for Spider-Man Brand New Day. So, to that I say, Blue Jack,
Don't troll me. Do not troll me.
Hawkins,
You already made a video.
Paperback Dan.
Oh my God.
Where your ass at? I ain't forget about you, gang. Just know I ain't forget about you. Hey, pay me like you owe. You know what I'm saying? But Galactus, You also
what we doing.
predicted Spider-Man Brand New Day would cross the $2 billion mark. So why was you so confident in feeling that way months before the movie even came out and we had anything to talk about or any of these big reveals that happened in Brand New Day?
So I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of copy what I said the last time. Pretty much, man. It's Spider-Man. We haven't had a Spider-Man movie in such a few years, and I think the build-up, along with everything that we know is coming in Doomsday, and I will say this again for the third time: everything that we know is coming in for Doomsday was going to lead up to this point where we knew it was gonna cross that mark, and it's still going. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, bruh, it was a perfect storm. It's a perfect storm because we got so much information about Doomsday so many years ago. And then they said something about Spider-Man. Spider-Man, they said that there's possible features. We already knew there's so much speculation out there. Who's gonna be in this movie? How is it gonna tie into the universe? We saw how it's gonna tie into the universe, and now we're gonna have to watch Doomsday go over 2 billion as well. Like, also, I mean, come on, man. It's just gonna happen. It's gonna make more than Spider-Man. I already said it before. I'll say it again. This way, when you go ahead and you do a hot take, you can go ahead and post this bitch too, because that's what's gonna happen again. Because I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. I knew Spider-Man was gonna do it. It just made sense, man. I mean, we're in a different economy now. People going to the movies again. People doing things. It was bound to make it, and it did.
Blue Jack, you was the one who disagreed. I got to know where your mind was at that moment, right? Because you
Don't
truly
ask me no dumb question.
Nah,
like
nah,
that.
for real. Because now that watching it again, like, cause I seen the pod all over again, right?
Yeah.
And you was very confident. Like when I
Yeah.
mean confident, like it was almost like you was trolling me, right? And you was saying around that time, people aren't going to the movies, people are not spending money like that. Marvel's coming downhill. They haven't put out a decent product in a while. So my question, I know you're shocked to see the 2 billion mark, and you knew it was coming. You even told me like, "Yo, bro, you got it." As soon as the movie dropped, you was like, you and Hercules both was like, Hercules even made a chat called 2 Billy. Y'all already knew it was coming, but when you did see the film, what made you think like, okay, it's gonna hit 2 billion?
So first of all, I'm gonna answer your question because I thank you for putting context out there, and not just coming in here trolling because you could have easily done that. You're right. The moment I got to the movie theater, I called you and I said it's gonna do it. It's We saw the numbers, we saw the pre-sales the week before, 2 weeks before. When you watch the movie, it just feels like Spider-Man. It feels like this is Spider-Man. This is a Spider-Man we've always wanted on the live action screen, as far as just comic accuracy, as well as feeling like a lived in not just New York but Marvel universe. Spider-Man's in the Marvel universe, and of course we would feel it much more if Sony would release some of the strains so he could be in some of the Daredevil shows, stuff like that. But that's neither here nor there. Like I said before, and I'm not going to change. When we got that first teaser trailer and that first small trailer was when we had this discussion. Not many people were happy with that. I was one of them. We all were like, listen, is that going to be freaking crowded? Are they going to actually do it correctly? Are they going to build him up and show him as Spider-Man? We were looking at the merch with all the villains on it. It was like, listen, what are we doing here? This isn't Sinister Six. What are we doing? How are you going to have all of this and Punisher and potentially Jean Grey and freaking Hulk? So I think I was justified in saying what I said, but at the same time, one thing that you did get me on, which I did forget, you always give me props. I did forget in that moment when you was like, yo, No Way Home didn't have China. But at that point I had to stand on my 10 toes. But I did forget that they didn't have China. But yeah, man, this movie showed out. It definitely deserves it. I'll say it again. It deserves it. I'm happy that it got 2 bill. It's just insane that it happened in 2 weeks. Not one person on this earth could have predicted this to happen in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Nobody. You can't tell me that.
I didn't think
that's
so.
how I feel about it.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna happen in 2 weeks. I knew it was gonna happen, but for it to happen this early was a huge shock. And you're right, like we was actually talking about it on my live. Big shout out to everybody that's been coming through there. But you know, China plays a big deal in these movies' success,
Yeah.
especially globally, right? When you go internationally, if you think about it, this movie has made about 1.3 billion just globally. Here in the States, it's made about 700 million. You know what I'm saying? So internationally, that's where a big piece of this, you know, money comes from. And I think No Way Home really kind of dropped the ball, not it going to China. But at the end of the day, I kind of like the Statue of Liberty scene. And I think if they would have took that out, like where would they could have probably done the Empire State Building or something like that, but it wouldn't felt the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think, you know, it is what it is. But heroes, let me know how y'all feel, man. Does Spider-Man Brand New Day deserve this $2 billion mark? Because at the end of the day, I see a lot of people, you know, backtracking, saying the movie isn't good, they didn't like it, it's not the best Spider-Man movie. My God, some of the talks and conversations I had over the last couple of weeks is crazy. And we're going to talk about that in a second too. But VisionQuest at D23 dropped the trailer, right? And I'm not going to lie to y'all. I don't be too high off these Disney Plus shows, but this looked it really good. This looks like this is going to be a mental warfare within Vision. I'm not sure, but I could be wrong, but I think this is shaping up to be probably one of the best Disney Plus series that we've had, at least top 5. I could be reaching, but from what I've seen, and my God, that poster with Ultron on the hand of Vision, now you're letting me know Ultron is going to play a major part in this series. Could we possibly even get him back in the MCU? Blue, what's your take on this trailer and how'd you feel about it?
Man, I saw this trailer. We were talking about it on live, and I literally said, "This is about to be gas." Like, this gives so many feels of when we first started the TV shows with WandaVision, but it also gives something new of like we're 5 years in the future and we got better technology. It looks amazing. Um, and the fact that we've never got to really expound on Vision and the way that we are, that the way that we're about to. I know a lot of people are looking forward to this show because I was. It's 5 years too late, but it's still here now. And you know, I think Marvel's they're just trying to keep laying up on the way to Doomsday. I mean, from a marketing standpoint, that's what you do. That's what you want to do. You want to keep that foot on the pedal all the way into the finish line. Especially with we're only getting like 1 to 2 movies a year now, so you want to keep that gas pushed to the floor to make sure you keep that revenue and those keep that thinking mind going. So yeah, I think it looks great. I'm very excited to watch it. I'm very excited to see what we all think about it and what the world thinks about it. But when we talk about trailers, I keep bringing this up because everybody want to talk about when a trailer's bad and want to get on people. When a trailer is good and you show me that I need to be able to be excited about this show or this movie, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what marketing is. That trailer right there. That's what it is. So yeah, I'm happy about it.
What about you, Galactus? You get a chance to check it out?
I'm watching it right now.
We ain't said it. I try to keep talking a little bit.
Yeah, well, I know. I was hoping that you did give a go because I was like, yo, let me just finish this real quick. Because I know I saw parts of it at first when it first came on, but I was like, okay, let me just be transparent here and honest. I didn't watch WandaVision. And why I didn't watch WandaVision was because I had no interest in it. I had no interest in the characters. So that plays a big part into my viewership when it comes to anything that I consume, any type of media, is whether or not I have a valid interest in the characters or just concept of the show. And I didn't. And I probably need to just kind of revisit it. That way I can see exactly what's going on, what's leading up to this. It's probably very important for me to understand. But at the same time, looking at this, I love seeing Ultron here into the thing. I love Vision. I love Vision is a dope character to begin with. I don't know why they didn't give him enough shine throughout the Infinity series. But other than that, though, okay, I just saw it. I don't I don't share the same sentiment as Blue does. How great he thought the trailer was. Now, I will say this: a trailer does not impact my want to actually view something or see something. To me, it's just it's snippets of what I am going to be watching. So I don't really hold trailers in too high regard when it comes to me wanting to see something. Now, am I excited about it? I'm pretty sure it's going to tie into what we all are looking forward to for Doomsday. Let me stop saying that. I'm gonna stop saying it because yeah, I don't know. But the conversation is gonna be different once Doomsday actually comes out. Once Doomsday drops and we go do our pod, the conversation is gonna be totally different. People gonna be like, y'all gonna be going crazy. I already know it. So, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
I am
might
gonna
skip
watch
that
Vision
episode.
Quest, but I am gonna catch up first on WandaVision.
All right, I will say this, right? Just to end off with Vision Quest. Let us know if you've seen it in the chat. The trailer. I think we got Vision Quest, we got Daredevil Born Again season 3, and then after that, we're not slated for anything else, right? I don't think we got anything dropping before Secret Wars, TV wise. Now, I don't think we got anything in the future TV wise. So I am interested to see where they go after Vision Quest. Now, with all that, man, let's get to the big heavy stuff, man. Pause that dropped at D23, and that's starting off with Avengers Doomsday. They had Hugh Jackman come out, and I'm starting to see a little trend. Hey, Disney, you not slick. San Diego Comic-Con, you talk about Doomsday, you bring Deadpool out. D23, you talk about Doomsday, you bring Wolverine out. There's already been rumors that Wolverine and the X-Men are gonna fight Tobey Maguire. And what's crazy is before the report came out, we was on my live. Y'all gotta check out them TikToks. All we do is theorize, talk about a bunch of dumb shit, and just throw hot takes out all day. But we said if the X-Men fights Tobey Maguire, who the fuck is gonna fight with him? It's gonna have to be his rogue gallery. And recently, a report came out saying that Spider-Man will be fighting and protecting his world with his rogue gallery. Now, what's crazy about this, when I said that, and we all in the stream got turned on saying who would be fighting with him, it kind of bothers me, right? Because in No Way Home, didn't most of them get cured? Didn't Sandman get cured? Dr. Connors get cured? So it's like, Blue, I gotta ask you, right? One, what do you think about the news with Deadpool and Wolverine? Probably, I would go as far to say 90% sure to be in this movie, right? But if they're not, I could be wrong. It doesn't hurt to be wrong. But what do you feel? Who do you feel like is gonna be fighting with Spider-Man if that fight is even gonna take place? Go ahead.
This sounds exactly like something I sent you a few months ago, doesn't it? It sounds exactly like. I'm not gonna say what it is. It's Marvel. Of course they're gonna bring him back. I wanted to talk about it real quick. Marvel came out with a slate of everything you need to watch to be. I don't know if you was gonna get there to be up to date on what to know what's going on with the Doomsday
Break
movie.
down the slate.
Yep, the slate goes as this. It's all online. X-Men 1, X2, Captain America: The First Avenger, The Avengers, Infinity War: Endgame, Loki. I'm assuming both seasons. Shang-Chi, No Way Home, Wakanda Forever, Brave New World, Captain America, Deadpool and Wolverine, Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness, of course Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four: First Steps. So it sounds like everybody that we've seen and we've thought and we've theorized and all them chairs, they all in the movie. Everybody that, guess what? Disney bought. Every single one of them are showing up in here. Because that's what they got to make money off of what they bought. One last time. How many send-offs do y'all want? How many send-offs we going to get? 10 years from now, y'all going to do it again after Secret Wars? Anyway, your question. Who is Tobey going to fight with? I have no clue. I really hope it's a 3 to 4 minute scene max. I don't want to see it. I'm tired of seeing it. It was fire seeing him with Tom Holland because that's live action, technically Spider-Verse. We've never gotten that with anything before. That's dope. I mean, you got it with Flash. That don't really count. I just don't care, honestly. I don't care. And I hope Wolverine doesn't play a factor that heavy. And I also hope he's not in the X-Men. So,
Galactus, how you feel about all this news?
Where do we start? Going back to uh what Blue said, considering the IPs that they purchased or they bought and they're going to take advantage of it. I'll say it. I said it before. I say it again. It makes sense. Why not? They are a company. They are a for-profit company. For anybody to be upset about that doesn't make sense. And if they do, then maybe you should start your own business and figure it out. But I feel like in this case, as far as the rogues go, I don't know how much they can really invest in that Toby thing because I mean he's not the storyline. You know what I'm saying? So he's a part of the story. So why would you give it any more? Like, why would you give it a lot of airplay? Why would you give it a lot of attention? It doesn't make sense. To be honest with you, because we have a Spider-Man now. We have a Spider-Man that is the focus, and that focus is gonna obviously go somewhere that we're all hoping for, which is the introduction of the other Spider family. So we'll see exactly how this goes. But to put energy into Toby would be worthless. As far as the whole issue with Wolverine and Deadpool, it's obvious. It's obvious. They literally played it at D23. If it was just a fanfare thing that what's name Ryan was trying to get to, why would they play it? They would leave it on YouTube or wherever else he pushed the video to. It doesn't make sense. They would not show it at D23 if it was intentional. So it wasn't just a surprise video that they would show on screen. It doesn't make sense. It's all intentional. Like, you know what I'm saying? So of course, I'm pretty sure he positioned it and then they were like, well, this is perfect. So we can now try to build some type of anticipation for you guys being in there by using your video. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. It's obvious, bro. They're gonna be in the movie. And it makes sense though. It makes sense. You take Deadpool, one of the biggest Marvel properties right now, and how well it's doing. Why would you not introduce that into the MCU world? Why would you not? You'd be fumbling. Like, this is a perfect opportunity since you have all these other characters coming into the universe right now. Why would you leave those two out? It wouldn't make sense, especially when we're already seeing the introduction of the X-Men, which Wolverine is the greatest X-Men. So again, it's so stupid. Like, why would we not? You know what I'm saying? But how much energy are they going to put into those characters? Different, another thing, because again, those are going to be phased out. I feel like those characters will be phased out. So having them in the movie, to me, I think is just added value as far as like the viewership goes. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm happy about it, to be honest with you, to see Deadpool in this MCU, as well as Wolverine being introduced as well. Now, how they're going to use this for later is another question, because now we know that Hugh Jackman cannot keep doing this for a long time. And with this young team that we're seeing right now with the X-Men, it doesn't fit into that specific group of individuals. So how do we now fix that part of it? Which, again, they're going to. I mean, we've seen them already trying to do this attempt to fix everything that was done previously for those IPs that didn't belong to them. So now we're seeing it all kind of culminate to this moment to where we're going to see all that stuff being fixed. So we'll see. But it will be good to see him in the movie.
I'm going to say this, man. This right here is going to go nuts. I know a lot of people are a little hesitant off of it, but I keep telling people, right? The Russos, they have a for sure thing that they're doing, right? They're starting with Infinity War. They're re-releasing Endgame September 25th, 2026, this year. They're releasing it, what I feel like is going to be new footage. They said it's going to be new footage, but as far as that goes, I feel like it's going to just be a post-credit scene, like an extra post-credit scene, to give you like a little hint or to connect it directly to Doomsday, because this has been stated by them in Marvel that Doomsday is a sequel to Endgame. So basically, everything that happened in Endgame, this will be basically what happens. Now, whatever happens in Doomsday will take place in Secret Wars. So at the end of 2027, you're going to get a whole complete story starting with Infinity War and ending with Secret Wars. That's their goal. So you're gonna get like somewhat of a 4-part movie. You feel me, Galactus? Now I say that, right? It makes sense now that they got their characters to, like you said, start utilizing them, right? You want to utilize them, make your bread off them, and give them the proper send-offs. I don't think Deadpool and Wolverine was a send-off. I think it was a more of an introduction to send them off in Secret Wars. Because I do feel like, and I'm going to state it again, I could be wrong, but I feel like Doomsday is going to turn heads. I feel like the Russos are going to show people they are not playing this time. I think they're going to kill off the entire X-Men cast for Fox Century. That whole
100%.
joint is going. That's your send-off. You're going to see them one more time. Here's your nostalgia. We about to reboot this shit. So say goodbye. Even Gambit, Tanny Chathams Gambit, whatever his name is, he's gone. We brought
That's
him
okay
back
with that.
for
I'm okay
y'all.
with that too.
Yeah, we brought him back for y'all for the fan elements of it for Deadpool and Wolverine. We gave him another chance because we know how passionate he is about this character. All right, he's getting cooked in this movie. Also, I do feel like some of the Thunderbolts is getting cooked. The reason why I say that, because they're already recasting new additions to the next Thunderbolts team with Songbird or whatever her name is, Abomination,
Songbird,
and Bullseye. So I believe if they're adding, they got to be subtracting also. So I don't think
are they using Lady Bullseye or are they using a regular Bullseye?
they're using the Daredevil Bullseye. So they're using him, Abomination, and Songbird. Supposedly they won in the next one. So they're getting cooked. I also think that if we, and Spider-Man Toby, now he's a little iffy, right? Because I think they cook his world, like his universe. I think they cook his universe, but I think they save him for one more movie. I think they like try to squeeze the juice out of it for Secret Wars just to have a Tom, Toby, Andrew moment again. But I do think it's going to be real devastating for Toby to see MJ and everything else he knows dies. God forbid they introduce something like a May Parker in this, in some type of capacity, and Toby's fighting to save his world and his world gets smoked. That's going to bring a lot of emotional elements. Now, as far as the Fox Fantastic Four, I don't know if we'll see them, but if we do, I think they get cooked too. I think everything we know from the future, yeah, like Jessica Alba, what's the
Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking
Okay,
about the Fox team.
I was confused just then. Okay.
Yeah, they get cooked. Like anything from Fox Universe, Sony's old, well, not really Sony. I don't want to say Sony, but anything from those old universes, I think Doomsday smokes all that, to be honest with you, right? And then he creates Battle World. And then Battle World and Secret Wars is going to be a whole entire monster. But I do think, let's talk about the trailer now. My God, this trailer gave me chills at the end. I'm not going to lie. Every little doubt I had about RDJ playing Doom has officially went out the window. Even in the first trailer when I was like, okay, I still got to see it. This trailer, I don't give a fuck if they see it. I don't care if he takes off his mask, shows his face.
No.
The way he is, bro, he's moving. Somebody wrote into my comments, and I gotta agree. Doom is moving like prime LeBron in this trailer, bro. Like the amount of aura he has is unbelievable. But Blue, you're big on trailers, whether they move the needle or not. Did this move the needle? Because to me, it felt like scenes that we already showed, which is a good thing for me personally, because you're not giving away too much. You just added some little, sounds that we didn't get in the first one that complemented. But how did you feel about the trailer?
I think the trailer was cool. I don't think it blew me anyway. I don't think it changed my necessary viewpoint about what the movie's going to be. I do think it had a lot of fire moments, which a lot of people have pointed out, like Doom busting out the Fantastic Four ship. You could replay that over and over and never get tired of seeing that. That clip is insane. But yeah, I think the trailer was definitely more so about getting people to get their feels back, which is what I said needed to happen. Exactly what I said. They've went down the line. Um, they've went down the line. They've continuously showed characters that are coming back. They've showed characters that you haven't seen in a while. They've showed them crying. They showed them in emotional states. That's how you get people's feels. So the people that are nervous about certain things and hesitant about the movie, even though they're going to see it, people are going to see the movie. You start to care again. Which is once again what I said about what MCU needs to do again. You start with Spider-Man. You get people to care. Um, and as we see, they care because it's hit 2 billion in 2 weeks, and then you keep it going. You keep moving on that momentum. Question about your last point before I let y'all go. I know how you said you think a lot of these people are getting cooked. So if they get cooked, how do they show up in Secret Wars?
I don't think they do. I think they use other characters in Secret Wars. I think
So you think they use other characters that aren't these characters just to...
yeah, other characters because they have a big sandbox to play in. Like you know what I'm saying? They could use. We could see Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider. We could see Ben Affleck as Daredevil. We could see Elektra come back finally. We could see Wesley Snipes Blade. We could see Wolverine and Deadpool. I do feel like make it out of here. I do feel like some Thunderbolts make it out of here. I do feel like Captain America makes it out of here. I do feel like we'll see a version or a variant of Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like in Secret Wars, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you think about the amount of characters that's not in this movie that they have, that's gonna pop up, they could use the new X-Men. Tom Holland.
Yeah, but do you think those characters hit harder than the X-Men characters?
This is what I think. I think for Doomsday, you need people to leave out that theater worse than how they did with Infinity War. Because Infinity War, people left silent. People left wondering. People left like, damn, they just killed off T'Challa. They just killed off everyone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Half of the roster. And I think the Russos are gonna like pull at some of the emotional strings. Like, I'm for sure. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give a prediction. I'm for sure Professor X and Magneto ain't making it out of this. I'm almost 1,000%. And I'm almost 10,000%.
I don't want them to make it nowhere. I'm sick of seeing them.
Yeah, I think they get murked. And I'm gonna say this. This might be a hot take, and I know people might be like, nah, but I'm gonna go with Galactus. I think maybe not in this movie. I'll be surprised. But for sure, Secret Wars, Hugh Jackman is cooked. Did y'all see him in that video? He is getting old, and he said in his last time that, he never faced something more difficult than training for Wolverine, for Deadpool and Wolverine at his age. The amount of training and weightlifting and all that stuff that he had to commit to and dietary and all that, he said took a toll on his body. That man is pushing like 60, 70. How old is he right now? Like, I don't know, like, I'm going to say like 62.
I don't know, but I could do without him. I can't lie to you.
That's what I'm saying. So I think they send already. I think they properly send him off in Secret Wars. I think some madness happens. I don't know what it is. He could be one of the heroes of the movie. I don't know, but I think if he don't get out of Doomsday, he's for sure not making it out of Secret Wars. I can tell you that. But yeah, that's what I think, Blue. I honestly think half of this roster gets cooked. And if some X-Men do survive, it's probably like a few. But you got to think about it. We still got some we ain't see yet. Halle Berry. We haven't seen the girl who plays Jean. We haven't seen Beast. We haven't seen Nightcrawler yet in the trailers. We haven't seen who else? Who else was on that? Oh, we haven't seen Rogue. We haven't seen Bishop. We haven't seen Iceman. We haven't seen a lot of X-Men characters.
I really hope. No shade. I really hope you don't want that Rogue back.
No, but
you got keep her far away from anything.
No, I don't. But there's a lot of characters, right, that played in X-Men that we have not seen yet. Shit. What about the First Class? What about what's Homeboy's name? Michael Fassbender, and what's the guy who played Professor X?
I know his name. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, from Split. He was in that movie Split. Who knows? We might see X-Men from First Class. We could play on that whole team. Angel, Psylocke, Cyclops, Sophie Turner's Jean Grey. There's tons
I mean,
of
listen, they could easily do. I was just curious about your thought process, but they could easily do the whole explanation. We prune these timelines. These are the ones that's left, because we know there's a lot of different timelines, even in the Fox. So they could easily do that as a factor for sure.
Yeah, that's why I say they're so expendable, because you got a
James
whole
McCoy.
nother team of X-Men to play with. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like if you kill off the whole Fox, original Fox, X-Men cast, you can go right to First Class roster now. Michael Fassbender, what's
Yo,
Shorty's
hold on.
name?
Hold on a second. It baffles me because y'all, it's obvious. We have a new Cyclops that just got announced. We got a new Rogue that just got announced. Obviously, those previous Rogues are out the door. It's obvious. I think they're going to be cameos. If anything, and that's not cutting them short, but that's exactly what it is. The focus is no longer on those older characters. So they're going to be cameos instead of featured celebrities. Feature actors. Why does that not make sense? Why can't it be just like what Deadpool and Wolverine did when they had the cameo of old boy of Cavill coming in and acting like Wolverine, or whatever it is, in that specific thing, because he went through different timelines. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it was. But that's the same thing that's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is when they have the incursions, they're going to show different Earths. They're going to show those specific heroes on those Earths, and then it's going to be gone. It's a cameo. I don't think they're going to have
a cameo if we see them fighting our universe's Avenger.
It's gonna happen quick. It's gonna happen quickly, bro. It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be something where they're all sharing the screen equally. You think they're gonna all share the screen?
Yeah,
I never said that.
This is why I think that. I'm gonna let y'all know why I think that, right? Because for one, marketing wise, for cameos, they're not gonna make Hot Toy figures for them. Right now, Hot Toys just put out a figure for Magneto, Cyclops, and Gambit. And in the trailer, we see two different scenes. We see a conversation with the X-Men where Sue Storm is telling them about Victor Von Doom, right? Telling them, and you see Gambit and them listening to them. So that's one scene, right? And then you see in the X Mansion them fighting them, right? And then so that's two different scenes. And then in the third scene, you see what looks like Cyclops giving his last battle cry on the battlefield outside fighting Doom with the Sentinels. So I think they're going to be in three different scenes for sure.
So you don't think that trailer is done with intention to show you just that part, so that way you're going to see them characters, but they're not going to make it? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't think it's intentional?
No,
like, I'm just saying.
You said a cameo, right? But you got to hear what I'm saying, right? For them to explain to the X-Men who Doom is, that has to take a minimum of 3 to 5 minutes, right? Yeah. Then the X-Men.
It's a whole different scene. A whole different scene.
Yeah, a whole different scene. And then, mind you, before they explain to the X-Men, I'm pretty sure they fight the X-Men, right? They fight the X-Men. That's going to be a whole battle scene. After they fight the X-Men and they both all calm down, because mind you, look, you have Shang-Chi looking at Gambit and Sue Storm right next to him explaining to them who Doom is. And then in another scene, you got Gambit and Shang-Chi fighting. And then in another scene, you have a completely different background with the X-Men outside. So that's three different
We're speculating. We're speculating.
No, that's actually three different stages.
No, what I'm saying is you're speculating is what that means. What's happening in those moments?
I'm
what does it mean?
That is more than a cameo. I'm speculating that they're gonna get screen time.
I mean, they're gonna be paid millions of dollars to be on screen. But what I'm saying is my version of cameo, meaning that they're not gonna be sit there and getting the full. Regardless of the fact, all I'm saying is I think the first initial thing are they gonna make it, right? No, they're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it because it doesn't make sense for them to move on with these specific characters any longer because they've already served their time on screen. Period. They're not gonna make it out. When it comes to the Wolverine character, that is going to be, I feel like what can happen with that character is just like everything else that they're doing in this movie with the incursions, that world can be destroyed and that Wolverine not make it out, and they can always recast. You know what I'm saying? With a different Wolverine. It doesn't stop them from doing the same thing to Hugh Jackman that they could do with everybody else that was on screen with Fox or Sony. You know what I'm saying? So overall, I think they're going to close the gap. This is going to be the time where they absolutely close the gap on all those type of things. Now, I was telling somebody before, as a casual watcher, you're not understanding. Of course, when you look at this, in order for you to understand it, you have to understand the reasons why. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the different companies that own different properties. So overall, what Marvel is trying to do is attempt to clean up. You know what I'm saying? So you got to respect it. You got to respect that. Now, I mean, you may no one love these characters, but that doesn't mean that they should continue being in that space until they turn 100 years old. It just doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So overall, I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what happens with Doomsday. It's so unexpected. Yeah, I can go off of the trailer. We can make so many different versions of what we think it is, or how it ties into different comic books. But the true thing is Hollywood's going to do what Hollywood does. So those adaptations and those type of things are going to be changed. So I'm excited to see what happens with it all. I'm happy to see all these characters in one space at one time. Like, that's all I'm really happy about. And yes, Blue, I am going to pay my money for it because I already did. But I mean, this is what we should expect from comic book movies. Like, for me, this is going to set the bar. Like you're saying, it's for how people move in the future. Marvel, and to go back to what you said before, you said it's something that Marvel has to do. Marvel has to do these type of things in order for viewers to start going back to movies and seeing the movies, so forth and so on. I disagree with that. And I disagree with that because if supposedly all these people talking about we had no lead up to Doomsday or lead up to Spider-Man, but Spider-Man has such a $2 billion worth of people going to see it. Doomsday, look at the pre-sales. The gap of movies that they had that were not doing good, but then you see these other movies that's coming out now that people are grabbing onto. How did they drop the ball? I'm trying to understand is like how when people say that Marvel needed this, they needed what? They only needed to do was introduce a new event that was going to make sense for us to grab onto. That's all they needed. These characters that the Guardians of the Galaxy was not a bad series at all. I think their fumbles had to been really the TV series is, besides the Thunderbolts, which was, I can't say that. That was a good movie. But some of the other ones, when you look at the theatrical movies, when you look at it, did they really flop? The majority of them, no.
Yes.
The majority of them did not.
Okay.
They didn't. Marvel doesn't need that. They don't need it at all. We've seen this clearly. Do the numbers. I want somebody to do the numbers on these movies that came out, and I want to say budget-wise, please prove to me that the majority of these films flopped that came out that Marvel put in a movie theater.
Well,
outside.
I will tell you this as far as movies go. This is actually a fact check I did myself. Marvel has currently 38 films out, theatrical releases, and they have a gross income through those of $34 billion. So they're pretty much averaging $1 billion a movie. Now, that's not to say 34 movies made $1 billion, but that's to say the majority of their movies is carrying. So even if there is flop movies, like, because Blue is right, there is some that flop.
I didn't say that. I didn't say none of them did. I didn't say none of their movies flopped. That did not come out of my mouth.
Brave New World, Miss Marvel. We did have some recent flops, and that got people. Hey, Smitty, what up, man? Also, chat, what's good with y'all, man? Make sure y'all engage. Make sure y'all let me know what Marvel movies flopped for y'all and which ones were bangers or which one flopped and y'all still feel like bangers. But
the truth is that Marvel has, I mean, like I said, the majority of the movies, and I'll say it again for those that didn't hear me, the majority of their movies are successful movies. They did not flop. They made a ton of money. Where is it that we said that they needed this to come back? So somebody said four flops.
Are you going to keep talking or are you going to let somebody respond? You keep giving points. Okay, let me respond. Thank you.
Please.
The reason they flop is because you yourself care more about these Fox characters than any character that we're going to have going forward. They flopped because when we had our new initiative, before Jonathan Majors did anything wrong in the real world, they killed one of his variants with an ant. They offed him and killed him or did him dirty with an ant. Lost people's belief instantly. Horrible. That was not okay. After that, and everything happened with him, put him aside. After that, we started going downhill because there was nothing that was there to be cared about. Then you cared about Shang-Chi, and you ain't seen him no more until you saw a chair with his name on it. So, yes, when it comes to having people care about what you're putting out and what you're building up to, you need people to see something that means something to them, which is why you get Daredevil that people cared about, because people love Netflix Daredevil before he even came to the MCU. So you build off that, right? You grab that, which is why I say it's lazy. You grab that and you build off of him. Then you got Spider-Man. Spider-Man's going to do numbers, but then you make people care and make him feel like Spider-Man. What, Flea, I told you when I got off the phone with you, I said every issue we had with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, they fixed in this movie. Every issue they heard people saying with the other director, they changed. Why did they change it? Because they want Tom Holland to be the Spider-Man, which is what they did because he made $2 billion in 2 weeks, right? Then you go past that, right? And you talk about all these other characters, and we complain about black characters, about Captain America. What's going on with Sam Wilson? Do you care about him after Secret Wars? Do you care about him in this movie? No, because he's not a main character. He's not a main character. And why is he not a main character? Because MCU set him up to fail. Why did they set him up to fail? Because you said, Hollywood marketing, this is what you're supposed to do. They didn't buy the Fox characters to bring them back. They bought the Fox characters to have the rights to the X-Men and all these other characters so they can make the new saga. But guess what? They decided, because Kang failed and they were lazy, they decided to set up, let's bring all these characters back that we've already seen and we don't care about it anymore. Let's bring them back and let's get the nostalgia bait because it's easy money. They're stealing easy money. And every time you come up here, you fall for it. Every time you come up here, you talk about they don't have to prove anything. They have to prove stuff. They are a company.
And so let's talk about this then.
If I go to Walmart, if I go to Chick-fil-A, and I hate Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A gonna change. When Chick-fil-A came out with the new sandwich, and online they crashed on Chick-fil-A, what did Chick-fil-A do? They changed the sandwich back.
It's working. It's working because you know what? You went and saw it.
Never lost no money. But that's what happened.
Listen, let me tell you something. But let me tell you something. But you know what you don't get? You don't get because number one, all I'm saying is Marvel doesn't need. Listen, they got your money. They got your money. Regardless of what they did, they're gonna get your money. But you know who's not gonna get my money? You know who? DC. They not getting my
What
money.
does that have to do with anything?
What it has to do, because I'm gonna tell you this. Like I said, I'm calling you too. Marvel has already established themselves as a hit brand. As a hit brand when it comes to theatrical. No, sir. Hold on a second. I'm not done. I don't care if Marvel has already. Oh my God.
We talk about comic books. When we talk about the absolute universe, we hold to a different standard.
Listen, Marvel, when it comes to movies, they are the standard.
To a different standard than everything else. DC has not built that up for us to trust
Your mic. We can't even hear you. We can't even hear you.
What I'm trying to say is, and I said it already, Marvel has set the standard. What else do they need to do to get your money? They don't need to do anything at this point in time. They got y'all talking. Everybody talking. And what that's going to do is it's going to put people in the theaters regardless. It doesn't matter. And again, the majority of their movies, somebody putting in three or four movies. 3 or 4 movies doesn't equate to 38. That's a huge difference. If I gave you $50, I gave you $50 and I wanted 5 back, that's a fucking huge profit for you. So that's a dumbass fucking comparison. So what I would say is that the majority of their films are going to sell. They're going to sell, and they have. The majority of them have been successful, and they have. They have been. You can't deny that. You're going to go see the movie, you're going to complain about it, or you're going to enjoy it. They've already set the standard for superhero movies, period. They have been, period. Okay? That's as simple as I can give it to you. I'm not going to give it to her. I'm not going to talk about what character this is, what character that is, what character did this, what character did that.
It doesn't make any give it in whatever way you would like it because you are different, Galactus.
It doesn't mean that. No. I'm not different than nothing. The numbers prove it.
Give it anyway you like it.
The numbers prove it. The numbers prove it. The numbers do. And I hate comparing numbers. But there's that right there is a sole fact that people are going to clamor to the movie theater.
Example. You know what? I'm about to end this because you're doing your own opinion rather than the masses. When it comes to one of my favorite franchises, Fast and Furious franchise, they have how many movies? They are a proven franchise. Even when the movie's not good, guess what? It's still making 700 mil. It's still making at least 600 to 700 mil, right? But we can all say the movies ain't good no more, and I still love them. I'm still gonna watch them. They still gonna get my money because they've proven that. That doesn't mean they're doing well at all.
You didn't hear what I said. You didn't hear what I said at all. You take
I heard you
didn't hear what I said. I said that Marvel, the majority of their movies have been successful. Period.
I told you the majority of the world don't agree with you. That's what I'm saying. You're coming off your viewpoint, not what the majority is saying.
Then why? I don't understand this. I mean, you're talking about. Well, first of all, we need to separate two different things. We need to separate opinion. We need to separate opinion from box office, then, because that's two very different things.
I don't care about trailers. I don't care about what the numbers do in the trailers. They come up here and now box office matters.
You just said you do care about the trailer because the trailer is what you was complaining about the trailer for Spider-Man.
The first trailer, the teaser trailer, yes, I did not like it.
Listen, I'm confused. We can move on. All right, we can move on from here. I'm confused now.
Before we move on, though, Blue, go to your settings and Discord, right? Go to your settings in Discord, go to sound, and see if your mic is connected. Because it is connected. You sound super crazy. But yeah, Heroes,
it's breaking
man,
up.
Let us know
it's breaking up. Yo, Flea, you just paused. Oh, no, you didn't. I thought you just...
Try it now.
It's still the same. It's still the same.
Oh, you sound way clear, though.
He was yelling.
Yeah, it's because I was yelling.
Oh, all right.
So
just move your mic back when you yell. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
I did. I got you. Appreciate it.
So we can hear you, because we want to hear the crash outs. You know what I'm saying?
Like, bro, I'm sick of him. Bro, he switches up. We come up here to be honest. You can't switch up.
I didn't switch up. What did I switch up about?
I just told you everything you switched up on.
I heard
one day you care about numbers. One day you care about what the views do. The next day you don't. One day you say the trailers matter. The next day you say they don't. One day you say, oh, I care about the black characters and why they matter. The next day is, well, I care about the characters that died 5 times on screen already. You change.
Wait, what the hell does that have to? What are you talking about? How does the fact that me arguing the fact that black characters is necessary have anything to do with the fact that
the black characters we got? We got Rhodey and we got Captain America.
What about it?
Be the Captain America.
There you go again.
Yeah, you did it again. I can't. I didn't. What are you talking? What did I argue that they should not be on screen or anything? I don't understand what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
My mic tripping. You got it.
What? You show me on the pod or anywhere in our conversations where I defended the fact that black characters need to be present in media and then say that I'm glad they fucking died.
Galactus.
When the fuck did you hear me say that in any form of media?
You just said that you care about in this movie the X-Men from the Fox universe coming back. I asked you, right? I asked you, where are the prevalent characters that we're supposed to be connected to in our universe? Captain America said,
I have no idea. I'm just happy the fact that I'm getting
because MCU doesn't care. That's what I'm saying. But
what does that have to do with me not caring? You try to put me into that shit like I said that.
Oh my God, you are saying that by saying you care more about these characters. That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, sir. What's happening here is that you're using your argument to try to defend. Hold on a second. No, Blue, you trying to say that that's what I'm saying when I didn't say that. What I would like for you to do is this, and this is anybody in the chat or whoever. If I say something, do not put words in my mouth, because what you're doing is you're assuming what I'm saying. If you need fucking clarity, I will be 100% glad to do that. Because what I did was all I said was that I'm happy to see those characters in this film. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm not happy to see Rhodey not in there or whoever else. Just because they're in there, they're not in there doesn't mean that I don't want them to be in it or care for the fact that they're not in there. That's not what I said. All I said was I'm happy to know that see those characters in this film together. Do not change the dynamic of what I'm saying, because then you are putting words into my mouth that is not correct. 100%.
Okay, once again, I brought that as a point as to why the MCU.
That's a negative point to get on me, though.
It is a negative point because you're up here going. I'm not going to say disrespectful. You're up here going crazy because I keep saying we've had the Fox universe get sent off. Your point is, hey, well, obviously you don't know marketing, you don't know business. Of course they're going to do this. Yeah, but they chose to do this. They chose to not give us our shine. They chose to not let us fall back in love with the new characters after Endgame. That was a choice. You have not acknowledged that was a choice and that they took the easy way. That's what I'm talking about. That's my points here.
Regardless of regardless of whether it was the easy way or the hard way,
it is the easy way.
And here's the truth. Regardless of whatever route that they chose, the truth is that these films are going to sell beyond anything that we are familiar with.
Denying that. That's not a question.
So what
point we're making?
So why are we arguing? Why are we arguing then?
Because we're here to think critically and not just give them a layup of the obvious. That's why we're here.
Blue, all right, it's not going to change.
Let me bring some clarity to this conversation because this is where I'm getting from both sides. Blue is talking about the quality of the films. He's talking about the quality of the MCU films have kind of left a bad stain or taste on the consumers that consume their material. Now, what you're trying to say is, regardless if the films were bad or not, the numbers is still adding up and they're still making money from it. Now, as far as the character goes, Blue's trying to say that they was doing so bad in quality, even though they were selling, that they're relying on nostalgia and bringing back legacy characters to build a better relationship with the consumers that they've already lost. And what he's trying to tell you is that in this movie, they don't give a fuck about any of the characters they built up. Not just Sam Wilson, but Shang-Chi. But any of these motherfuckers, the Thunderbolts, any of them, right? And which fans do feel like that. They feel like besides Thor, outside of Thor, this is a poorly constructed roster because nobody really cares about any of the characters. So that's his argument. Your counter argument, I feel like, is like, oh, these legacy characters are what's gonna sell. And you love the fact that they do get, which I'm in the same boat, that they do get to play in the sandbox one last time, or maybe in future episode. But Blue is trying to say that they're more relying on those characters to push this movie. Am I like making any sense, or am I missing something?
No, you got to now understand his point. I understand his point.
All right, so heroes, let us know how y'all feel. Has the MCU for y'all declined, and is Marvel using legacy characters to build y'all trust back, or do you think these legacy characters are what's popping? Like this is what people want. Let me know in the comment section below. And let's get to the X-Men. Something I want to talk about, man, so bad. I've been obsessed with this cast, and some things need to be studied. One, the switch up on old girl from Obsession is disgusting and unbelievable. I just don't understand it. Sometimes I really don't get comic book enthusiasts or comic book content creators. Not all of them, but some of them. Some of y'all honestly are starting to make me sick to my stomach with this comic accuracy shit, because this girl has proven without a shadow of a doubt she can carry a whole entire movie. And now I'll give people some credit. Okay, and Superman and Lois or whatever the show was called, I forget. She was okay. She was okay of a character, a little annoying, whatever the case may be, but she wasn't that bad. Now, in Obsession, I think she took her leap. I think she earned that role. And to be honest, if I was a Marvel executive, I'll be stupid as fuck not to cast one of the hottest young actresses in the game right now.
Early.
You know what I'm saying? And miss up on that opportunity. I'll be dumb. Now, the rest of the casting, I think, is pretty awesome, whether it's Sadie Sink, whether it's Adam Driver as Mister Sinister. If he was going to play Magneto, I would have felt some type of way, but he's not. Christopher Abbott, I can't really talk too much on him because I never seen none of his work, along with my, Maya Boy, but she is a dark-skinned queen that's going to be playing Storm. So y'all got what y'all wanted, but y'all still talking shit. Now, y'all got to understand, I kind of said this about Tom Holland. When Tom Holland was in the running, you had actors like old boy from Maze Runner, the little kid from Ender's Game, also up for Spider-Man, and they got beat out by an unknown actor in Tom Holland. And look how that turned out. So give Maya Boy a chance. Right now, she's in theater. She's an actress for theater. Like some of them, and them theater actors, they hungry.
Yeah.
They hungry, and they waiting for an opportunity like this. So if you think she's gonna drop the ball, y'all gotta be sadly mistaken. Now, Kit Connor is another one who's done some work. Some people have directed me to some movies to watch from him. I haven't seen any yet, so I can't speak too much on his talent. But he does look like he could play the role of Cyclops. And y'all gotta understand, this casting is not done. If y'all really think there's only gonna be one man in the X-Men, Cyclops, then y'all sadly mistaken. Of course, other X-Men are coming. Beast, Angel, Iceman. They've already talked. They are going the Claremont route. They are taking inspiration from his comics. So, of course, what I think, we're going to get the original 5, and there it goes right there. Chris Claremont route. So, they're going to go that route. Now, I'm a little like this about that, right? Because isn't that the same run that gave us Phoenix? Dark Phoenix and all that?
No, Dark Phoenix came before that. Or Phoenix came before that. She was in the first couple of hundred, I think, issues.
Yeah,
This
she
is
started in
200.
issue 100 to like issue.
Yeah, this is the 200. So yeah, she was in the hundreds, I believe. The Dark Phoenix, I believe.
All right, so that must have been Jim Shooter.
He's the
Writing that
editor,
run.
but I think Jim Shooter's the editor. As far as I know, I don't know his writing. I don't know if he wrote those or not, because that's before my time. That's like golden age, like damn near golden age. I think.
I can't remember too much on that.
Or silver, golden
but
and silver
I hope
age.
they don't go that route. I don't want to see another Phoenix, and if they do, please let that be a event with the whole Avengers. Let that be an Avengers event with the X-Men and all that, trying to fight the Phoenix. I don't want to see another X-Men movie solely based on that. I can't get a third one. There's so much other great stories to tell that the X-Men have. They can go anywhere else but that. But also, oh yeah, I forgot Emma Frost 101 casting with Samara Weaving.
Beautiful.
Ready or Not. My God, what a great casting that is. That's
Beautiful casting on that one. Beautiful casting.
That's what
Absolutely.
I'm saying, man.
Did you see her post where she's reading reading Emma Frost books? She's laying down in a bikini.
For real?
She posted. I think she posted it on Snap and somebody screened. It was on Twitter this morning. Dog. And she had shades on, and right now she got like a little color with her bangs on the side, and they're like real blonde. And she got the Emma. It's like the current Emma run, the miniseries. And you got Emma. It looks mad good. I'm telling you, they cook with her.
All right, so heroes, let me know, Unks, how y'all feel about this casting? Let's rate it right now, 1 out of 10.
Go ahead. You X-Men.
I feel like, number one, let me just go back to what you were saying. I think the casting is on point. The only issue I really had, not really an issue, but it was the Rogue casting. Old girl, she's phenomenal. Great actress. But the thing is, for me, is that I'm looking for that baddie, right? I mean, she was a brick house. You know what I'm saying? Like Rogue in the comic books is a brick house. She's stacked. She's super strong. She looks strong. There's Sookie. That last one with Sookie being casted was booty. I didn't like it. I don't think she's like, I mean, because when you think about the character is beautiful, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now let me not say that. That's disrespectful. So Sookie, I'm sorry if you're watching this, my bad. That's not even her name, but she was Sookie in Vampire, whatever that damn thing is called, True Blood. But anyway, I think overall, the downside is that she's short, bro. Like old girl, she's short. She's short.
He watched the True Blood, but not WandaVision. That's crazy.
Man, that was back in the early 2000s for True Blood, though. But yo, the old she's not. She's supposed to be tall, right? Like Rogue, she's supposed to be kind of tall for real. And Shorty.
So I'll let you finish. Yeah, go ahead.
So it's like,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying? I mean, but overall, she's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. I think you know with makeup and everything like that, they'll be able to make her at least resemble Rogue the best way she can. But overall, I think it's one of the most phenomenal castings. Like overall, I think everybody looks really good. I know all the actors are really well. I know whatever they're doing with Maya is comical. So I for me, and that's just because number one, why does it have to be a known actress or actor? Because I think they all want to be actors to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why does it have to be a known actor? Like, why can't it be somebody that does theater? And anyway, sometimes they're even better as far as their acting chops. So, I mean, honestly, she's beautiful, bro. She's Storm. When I saw her, I was like, yo, I'm okay with it. You already know Storm is my boo, so I'm okay with the casting, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what this does. And you're 100% right, Flea. Obviously, there's gonna be more casting. The movie just got announced. Like, it's so crazy that y'all want everything at once. Again, I said this before, bro. Even when the Spider-Man thing came, y'all always want everything right up front. But what happens is they need to build up to it. Give it time. Let it breathe, bro. It's gonna be fine. They're going to actually cast those characters because you cannot have an X-Men film without the integral X-Men characters. Calm down. 2028 is coming. That's 2 years away. Just be patient. Y'all got what y'all got right now. Enjoy it, man. Stop talking that bullshit. Go ahead, Blue.
So no, give me your rating. 1 out of 10 for the casting, and also give me this. One last thing, Galactus. Give me a non-negotiable character they have to put on this team for you. One.
I mean, from here, it's gonna have to be like, Jean Grey is coming on here already because they already casted her. So I guess Beast. You know, you need to have the intellect. You need to have the science part of it. So you gotta have Beast. But out of 1 to 10, I have to say a 9. Strong cast. It's a strong cast.
All right, Blue, your turn. Let's talk about it, gang.
I think they did very well, man. I think they did a great job. I think they took their time. Like I said, I think Emma Frost is perfect. I love Ready or Not movies. I think Adam Driver as Mister Sinister, you don't get better than that. That's a 5,000 out of 10. He's legit perfect. And I remember Kevin Feige coming up saying every year they would call him on a Discord or a link call and ask him and offer him a role, and every time he declined it. But this one he didn't decline because he's perfect for it. He has the height. He looks like Mr. Sinister right now. You don't have to do much other than put paint on his face. He looks like Mr. Sinister. Sadie Sink, I told y'all I was nervous at first, not necessarily because of her. I just didn't want her to be, I didn't want Jean Grey to be in Spider-Man. She killed it. She gave me great hope. I'm very excited about this Storm, Maya Boyd. I feel like they're definitely going to do the younger kid route early out, especially like when Storm met Gambit and they came together. I think that's a perfect route to go. Help them build. A lot of them are short. So I have no issues. I think Rogue's manager, we all need to hit her up and try to, whoever that her manager is, we need to get him, because a few years ago she was freaking a Call of Duty streamer. Y'all. And now she's in the MCU for the next 10 to 20 years. Amazing. It don't get no better than that. I do have an issue. And I've said this when they announced it. And I'm surprised most people aren't talking about it. I have an issue with Professor X. I have an issue. The fact he's not white. I definitely have an issue with that. I feel like out of everything, Professor X needs to be the whitest of the white man. That's his character. That's who he is as a character. That comes with his role as a character.
How so?
I looked up what's his name? Christopher Abbott. He's what is it? Not Colombian. He's Caribbean. He's Caribbean. So to me, I know they're gonna cut his hair. To me, I don't see it. He can change my mind in the movie, and I'll give him his praise when he changed my mind. But that's my only issue.
But you gotta elaborate on that. How is Professor X being white such a pivotal characteristic?
I think it's very pivotal when it comes to his viewpoint, when his viewpoints with mutants and with people. I think how he acts, his privilege, the money that comes with him. I think all of that is very impactful. And the fact of Professor X, especially when he goes to the route where they stop trusting him and they start looking at him as a bad father and as a bad figure and as the figure of you using us as children's soldiers. I think it's very important.
All right, so I went there to go here, right? Basically, I gave you a layup real quick because there's a lot of discourse going on right now about Magneto and the casting of him in the MCU, and they are saying that they are moving away from the events that happened in 1933 to 1945. If you know what I'm saying, I don't know if you can say it on
Yeah, I got you.
YouTube,
I got you.
but they're saying they're moving away from that origin story for Magneto, right? And if I'm not mistaken, Christopher Abbott is about 40 years old, give or take, right? Around that.
Yeah, he's 47. I just
So-
looked him up. He's
So his
40.
counterpart,
He's 40.
so Magneto being his counterpart would have to be 40 years old, right? Like look the same age as him right about now.
Yeah, he got to be old for sure. Yeah.
So
You
my
gotta be
thing
40
is, if you place Magneto in current day, which is in the MCU, I believe is 2028. Spider-Man is currently in, right? That means Magneto would be max 90 bare minimum if he entered those camps like around 1945, then he would be in his early 80s, late
He'd be
70s.
very old. Yeah.
So I don't think that they're going that route. And I understand people are saying like this is crazy, you can't change Magneto's story, like that's so pivotal to his character, that's what gives him his motivations and his reasons. And I'm gonna say this before I give it to y'all heroes, right? I'm gonna go to Galactus first, being the OG and knowing a lot
ain't let me
about
get my
X-Men.
rating.
Huh? Oh yeah, go ahead.
I give it an 8.
8 bet. So I will say this, right? And I don't give a fuck who feels some type of way. Y'all could I'm not even gonna say what y'all could do, but I will say this. I'm getting sick and tired of comic book content creators and enthusiasts saying y'all want comic book accuracy, but y'all be glazing the shit out these MCU movies and sucking them off. And let me tell you why I say that. Because as we speak, August 16th, 2026, none of you motherfuckers could give me a one-on-one comic adaptation of any Marvel film that has came out since 2008. You can't. Give me one. I will personally cash app you. Give me a 101 adaptation to the source material. You can't do it with some of the biggest ones that ever came out. And when I'm talking about letting them cook, my God, Marvel has produced the highest grossing films, not superhero movies of all times. Get that shit the fuck out of here. Films of all time. And they have done it with telling their own stories. Because you cannot sit here and lie in my face and tell me Civil War was a one-on-one adaptation to its source material. You can't tell me that about the entire Infinity Saga, which actually made the cinematic universe a thing, because that saga and that story, the motives of Thanos was completely different. The characters, some of the most important characters wasn't in that saga, whether it's Adam Warlock, Silver Surfer, or Death, because Thanos' motives in those comics wasn't no fucking trying to balance the world. So let's get that shit the fuck up out of here. That's a damn lie. I don't know a lot, but I tell you, I've read a lot of comics. And if y'all think, and I'm going to give a hot take, and I'm going to say this to y'all. If y'all think Secret Wars is going to be a one-on-one adaptation of that 60s run, then you are sadly mistaken, because some of the shots and cool images, that fucking story is fucking boring. I said it. The original Secret One story is boring. Jonathan Hickman's run is completely better than that. Now, does it have parts that you can probably integrate into the story, and they'll probably take like the black suit Spider-Man? Maybe we might see Hulk lifting up a mountain. Shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some iconic, memorable covers like they did with Spider-Man. But doing a straight 101 adaptation to the original Secret Wars, I don't see them doing that. And I'm be honest, I don't even think we'll get the Beyonder. I'm gonna keep it a stat. I'll be surprised if they give us the Beyonder as a character in Secret Wars. But Blue, I could be jumping the fence, or I could be reaching. So first, I see Galactus. First, the Magneto thing, right? And then about comic book accuracy in the MCU. How do you feel about it?
Oh shit! I was just reading something real quick because I have the Infinity Gauntlet on my wall, and I wanted to know exactly what that's about. And it says that he puts him on a he's trying to get the gems to impress
Lady Death.
Death,
Yeah, Death.
Lady Death, and yeah, and he wipes out half of all life in the universe with a single snap, is what it says. So they did kind of hold true to that. So okay, so ultimately, here's the thing. When you're reading comic books, I feel like when it comes to adaptation wise, it has to be all it's all you cannot get anything one for one with a comic book because a comic book takes you 15 minutes to read one book, or less, or more if you're a slow reader. It takes you one and it's 30 something pages. There aren't the nuances of that movies have with certain scenes and stuff like that. So there's filler. They need to fill things up. When you start to fill those gaps up, you have to fill it with something. And most of the time, it's stuff that can't be taken from a comic book because, again, you have a visual and you have a word blurb. So adaptations are never going to be one for one when it comes from a comic book to film. Now, with books, different story because there's a lot of dialogue in books. If you read books, there's no pictures in there. They're words. So those words, when it comes to sentences, they're filled with some things that people say. He said this. They said this. They said this. So you can be like that with movies versus novels and stuff like that. But again, we're talking about long form when it comes to films. So it's tough for you to still fill in those gaps. You have to be able to fill in those gaps. With comic books, we're being too hard on these filmmakers and these producers and these directors to fill in those gaps because, again, the only way they can really fill in the gap is if talk to the writer. Like, I don't know if they're doing this or not. I don't know. But to find out what their thought process is when they wrote this and how was it supposed to have been written in long form instead of short form, because that's what comics are, the short form. So I don't think that I hate the whole comparison to books to movies. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, honestly, my brain doesn't comprehend why people do that comparison because there's no possible way you could do that. Like I'm saying, like, how can you? We're talking about a 2 or 3 hour movie versus a 15-minute like read or 30, 40 pages. And most of the time, some of them are miniseries. They're not even full runs that they get some of this stuff from. So where are you pulling it from? You know what I'm saying? How can I gain inspiration to build on a movie? So overall, I can understand people's frustration because it's not one for one. So we want to see what we read, we want to see on film. I'm trying to understand it. I don't know. But I mean, that's mainly because, again, the way I consume media is different than a lot of other people, but maybe not. I don't know. But why is it a conversation whether or not you get a one for one adaptation from comic book to movie? Why? Why is there a conversation?
Because
I'm more interested in that.
People feel like, one, they got questions about Doomsday, which is rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? You should have questions because Doomsday wasn't built up like Thanos, right? And they feel like Thanos gets a pass because his motives of what he did and why he did what he did was completely changed. The story, the characters in Infinity War and Infinity Gauntlet are completely different. Like Silver Surfer, Adam Warlock, bro, played a huge part in that. A huge part in that. He was
all the Avengers did. Some of the X-Men did. I mean, I'm just looking at the cover with everybody on it. I'm trying to figure out.
I read the book.
I'm just trying to figure out what.
Adam Warlock played a big role in that. He's not in the film.
After that, he has the Gauntlet. Like after that, there's him, Adam Warlock. If you watch, if you look
in
at
the MCU, he's not in there. He's not in that saga. And
I'm just
Silver Surfer isn't in that. The X-Men isn't in that. None of them characters is in that. Death, the whole motive, the whole Thanos motive, the whole reason Death is not in that. Death didn't even come until Agatha all the way.
But again, how could you? Death. How in the world? Like seriously, like Flea. Seriously, when you look at that, when you look at it that way, like honestly, I understand what y'all saying because y'all all want one for ones for some reason. Y'all want a one for one translation from this to that.
No, I don't. Well, first of all, I like what Marvel is doing. I love what MCU is doing. I'm on the side where I don't give a fuck if they do a one-on-one adaptation, and I feel like people should stop crying about it because from that one-on-one adaptation, does not
I agree.
make sense film-wise, and also nobody
That's what
wants
I
to
said.
see. So I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna keep it on it. I don't want to see a one-on-one adaptation of the original Secret Wars run. I just don't.
It should be.
found the
It
book
was
boring.
was it 1980 something? Again,
60.
the
I think it was like
Infinity Gauntlet was
1960.
1991. Was 1991 when that was written like by Jim Starlin, who created Thanos. Like honestly, that was 1991. Do you really think shouldn't it be modernized? Shouldn't it be modernized? The fact that it's 2026 now, or even when Infinity Gauntlet, the Infinity Series was built, was still in the 2000s. I mean, come on, that doesn't make sense.
But they did say they was pulling from Jonathan Hickman's run, right? So that makes more sense to me. But even that, think about it. Jonathan Hickman's run, right, Blue? I'm gonna send it to your way. We seen in his run, we seen what? Marvel Zombies. We seen T'Challa, King of the Dead with the gauntlet. We seen the Thor Corps. Do you think we're gonna really get any of that in this movie? Honestly?
No, I don't. And to your main question, how I look at it, it definitely annoys me because how I see it is I see it as what I hate. Comic book nerds and elitists. I hate it. That is their way to find an up on somebody for having an opinion on a movie that they don't like. That is their way. You didn't read the book. You don't buy these books. You don't do this. You don't do that. What do we talk about constantly when it comes to Hollywood and these movies and this media? You need the masses. Comics are not a mass. I'm sorry. It's a niche. That's why we have to fight so hard to get these books to stay as high as they are. It's a niche. That's why there's only a slim few of comic creators that boom, because it's a niche. You can only watch the same thing from so many people and care about so many different opinions. These people just care about having a one-up because they bought the book and it's lame. They look lame. Listen, all this stuff is supposed to be right here for writers and directors is inspiration.
Inspiration.
It's inspiration, and it's for people to go as a company to go to the store and see where this came from to put the pieces together for themselves. That's it. So, hey, when you see Spider-Man swing a certain way, that was a cover. That's dope. That was in the comic book, right? When you see this certain interaction that happened in the comic. I read that. To be excited about it and to also get them to fall in love with comics, not just the movies. That is what this is all about. So I never want a one-for-one adaptation because what's the point? I read the book. Unless it's a cartoon where it's like 85 to 90%, I don't. Even Invincible isn't one-for-one. It's not.
No.
And it's a reason for that. And Kirkman has said, hey, we were in our 20s. We were two white men in our 20s early in our career when we wrote this book. We understand. We're not in that time anymore. We understand. Things change. That's called nuance. I hate that crap. But people can't think past that because they don't like to think when people criticize. Flea, when we came up here and talked about Supergirl, and you talked about how, well, I read this book. This is nothing like I got from the book. And I said to you, well, Lobo was in it. Why did you think it was going to be from the book? It's just an inspiration. It's just a tool to write a story. Was the story mainly around the book? That was closer to an adaptation, but they changed stuff because, listen, you can't have a movie about Supergirl and she only have powers for 10% of the movie. It would have done worse than what it did. It doesn't make sense. So, yeah, that's how I look at it. Sorry, I don't know if my mic's messing up, y'all.
Nah,
Let me know.
it's clear now.
That's how I feel about it. Do I wish some stuff was delved out and we had, like you said, we had more things like Adam Driver and all this kind of stuff? Yes, I do. But that takes a lot of time. And sometimes these companies don't want to put that time into it. And it is what it is.
And look,
but
I understand that too, right? Not to cut you off, but I do
No,
understand
go ahead.
at the filming of Infinity War, right? They did not have the license for Silver Surfer because
Yeah.
Fox had that. He was
Right.
he was attached to the Fantastic Four. Everything within the Fantastic Four realm, whether it be them or their villains, they couldn't use the X-Men because Fox had
Yep.
that. So
Yep.
I do
Yep.
understand some characters that, regardless of what, they had to do an audible on that movie. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
They had to, you know, place characters certain ways, but they could have used death. But you know why they didn't use death? Because the story is a lot more character driven and made Thanos one of the greatest villains because it gave him more depth. It gave him more
depth.
character development. Adding the Gamora as, even though it was, but adding that, you know, that sentiment with Gamora and his other daughter. What's her name? I'm blanking out. Nubia, right? No,
Nubia. Yeah, Gamora Nubia. Yeah.
Nubia. Yeah, I'm bugging out. But I think that added more depth to his character. Now, real quick, because I didn't answer the first question. With that being said, how do y'all feel about them changing Magneto's origin if they change it? Because it's just a rumor, but if they change it and make him 40 years old in a new era of X-Men, what the hell is going to be his motivations or his backstory?
Hey, Galactus, I know you got. I know you're gonna go a minute, so I'm gonna just go quick. I've been dodging this question. Listen, I've been asked this question by a bunch of my friends, my people that actually read these books. They know what they're talking about, and I've been dodging it because I don't know how to feel. They keep like, "Where are you gonna put him at? He's gonna be 100 years old." I don't know, man. I don't like the fact that he doesn't have that origin because I think it's very pivotal to him. Just like when we look at Doom, his origin is when he lost his mom's. And that's what they show in the trailer. It's important, which is the same reason I brought up. Some of these characters that are like the overarching pieces to other characters have to have that kind of strong, like when it comes to Batman, right? If you say his family don't die, and what's the point? You know what I mean? Like some of these people have to have that kind of groundedness that is so strong for them to be unmoving. So yeah, I don't have an answer for you. I don't like it though. Go ahead, Galactus.
I don't truly believe that they should change that because again, that's where his anger and rage come from. You know what I'm saying? For his hatred for humans. You know what I'm saying? Because he's different. You know what I'm saying? That's where that comes from. That's like saying like Malcolm X, they're gonna change his DNA from how he became who he was. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make sense. That's the reason why he is who he is. That's why Magneto is who he is. So I mean, why? Like it's I think what's probably gonna happen is because you know, anti-Semitism and stuff like that. They're probably doing it because to kind of avoid having to worry about any pushback. You know what I'm saying, regarding those specific people. So of course they're trying to be PC, which it's classic Disney, except for to a certain point. That's neither here nor there. But ultimately, I feel as though that's the only reason why they would change it. I'll say that is to avoid having to worry about how that translates on screen when that happens. Because we have to imagine when they first did it, it was back in 1990 something when X1 came out, X-Men 1 or something like that. So I mean, back then we didn't have the society that we lived in now where everybody's butthurt at so many different things, regardless to good stuff. But not to say that there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying like this is a comic book and you know this is the character and this is what happened to him. So he's showing where his rage and anger came from. But you know, they weren't mad at the whole German thing. Okay, never mind. I'm saying too much here. But anyway, ultimately,
it's crazy, right? It's crazy.
It doesn't make sense. But
Robert Downey Jr. It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Boo, you understand what I'm saying? But
yeah,
I feel like overall, I think that's the only reason why they would change that is because of you know who he is and where he came from. I don't want to say it because I don't want to get us flagged or get hit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm avoiding saying specific names of people and stuff like that for a reason. But ultimately, if you guys know Magneto's history, you would understand. But changing it
was in a movie.
Changing it overall is I don't like it. I'll just say that. I'll keep it quick. Now I'll keep it quick. I don't like the fact that if they do change his background. I'll say that.
Well, shit, they did it in both movies. They did it when they introduced him in the first one and the second one with Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on, man. That was our Marvel news. There was a lot to talk about, to be honest. D23 popped off, y'all. So if y'all didn't catch up, there goes your catch up, man. We went crazy. Big shout out to Maul. I'm big shout out to Marvel, man. We up 3-0. So now moving to DC. Tonight, Lanterns TV show begins. I got a chance to check out the first episode early. Yeah, y'all got 3 crazy surprises for y'all lined up for tonight.
First of all, Free Boy Jetson. First of all, that's insane. That's insane. The fact that you just said that.
Yeah.
Listen.
I'm letting y'all know, man. Y'all got 3 crazy plot twists and surprises that y'all gonna see tonight. Some may be true, some may be false that y'all seen on the internet, but just know, make sure y'all check out Lanterns tonight. Is popping on. It's good though. DC fans.
Is it 98%? Wasn't it for the first 2 days ago?
I'm telling y'all, it's good. It's good. I liked it a lot. So
hold on, you watch one episode? You just watched the first episode?
One.
You just watched one? Okay.
Just one.
Okay, good.
All right, now moving on to that though. Besides, that was the only good news I had for y'all, man. As far as everything else, the house is on fire at DC. We just got a bunch of cancellations, official cancellations. Booster Gold, Waller, Paradise Lost. I think the only one that we knew for sure last time we seen y'all was Booster Gold, but recently Waller and Paradise Lost have officially all been canceled, with more projects said to be slated as canceled as well. Blue Beetle animated series is looking for a new home. And, HBO Max is turning down a lot of shows, man. A lot of shows. And that sucks. I'm not even gonna lie. Because I was really hoping on this, man. I'm really, I'm so excited for that Jimmy Olsen show that I'm jumping out my chair right now. Man, Waller? Shit, man. I couldn't wait for Waller, man.
Bill said he was so excited, but he's lying. I've never heard it once in my life heard him talk about any of them shows at all. That's the funny part.
Yeah, I'm trolling. I'm being funny.
I know you're trolling.
I'm glad them shits got fucking canceled. And now
I expected it.
And now, because DC is like rethinking a lot
of
shit.
Penny pinch. It's penny pinching. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, they probably thinking like, damn, we fucked up. Spider-Man just hit $2 billion on face, bro. Just dropped the nuke on us. And
you about to get another one in the same year.
And more fire. You know what I'm saying? The back of the house is on fire, but then we're trying to get out the front of the house, and the director thought it would be a good idea to make a video showing that they used AI for the concept of Lobo. So the whole AI, so Lobo's whole design and Supergirl was AI concept. And it didn't make no fucking sense to do that. You're talking about, you got a man who basically looks like Lobo. You talking about, you got source material for Lobo in hundreds of comics, cartoons, movies, TV shows, and you couldn't pull no concept art. You couldn't hire somebody and give them $100 to make concept art for a Lobo design for your movie. You use AI. Y'all deserve what the fuck y'all got for that movie, by the way. Y'all deserve, and they know they did bad because motherfuckers went back to clip that and they took the whole video down. And so, gentlemen, before we talk about the DC Comics, the only thing they're doing right, how y'all feel about DC Studios right now?
Listen, I'm not bothered about all the most of them shows being canceled. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Waller's still gonna be Waller. Why the freak did, bro? Hold on, because I had a conversation about this. Why the freak would that video be put out? Why would you? Is he dumb, blind, or not on social media?
Probably tone
to see the hate. And listen. I've said this. Listen, I've said this on record. Not that I agree with it, but AI it's already here. It's not going nowhere. It's going to be used by companies. Like, that's obvious. But with what's going on and what we don't need, more bad press and publicity, why would you put that in the video? And then you took it down in 20, 30 minutes. Now you look even worse. That's the dumbest thing on earth you could have done. When D23 is about to collapse, that's what I'm saying. It's just bad on top of bad on top of bad on top. Like, guys, the absolute universe can only carry us so much before the masses.
This is what DC does, man.
Start to turn the whole. Listen, bro.
This is what they do, bro. This is what they do.
I'm pissed. I was like, bro, you're an idiot. Like, I hope you get fired and you never get picked up because you're sabotaging for no reason.
That's what DC does.
And then you got Jason Momoa.
They sabotaged themselves.
Looking at the freaking computer.
Everything they did.
In the fire.
They got rid of Henry. They got rid of Henry Cavill, one of the best Superman. No, I mean,
dog.
But it's all good.
Stupid.
Galactus, how you feel about them using AI?
It's awful. I'm a photographer. I actually do art. I do photography. I do shit myself. You know, I mean, I don't necessarily. I cannot say I hate AI because I use Alexa and I use Siri and all this type of shit, right? But I think there should be a level where you cut off when it comes to art, especially when it comes to assist versus create, right? Assist is just giving idea wise. Give me an idea, right? And then create it yourself. You know what I'm saying? But for you to use AI to create something and pass it off as you did it, it's false. It's false. So I don't agree with it in that space anyway. I don't agree with AI being used in anything art related. Anything art related. I don't give a damn what it is. AI does not have a place in it. Comics are in art, books, film, music, photography, any fucking thing that has to do with creating anything, a product. Like as far as a visual product that we get to consume for media, there's AI that has no place in it whatsoever. So, especially somebody in that space, you know what I'm saying? Like you've spent your life creating. Now, again, I understand it works with workflow, but use it for workflow, not for the final product. That's a difference there. So, but that's my feeling on it.
All right, chat, let us know how y'all feel about DC Studios right about now. One thing that is cooking, and one thing Jim Lee said that they will not stand for is AI in their comic division, and their comic division is cooking. Absolute Batman spoilers coming through, man. Issue 23 popped off, and we got to see how devious Absolute Clayface is. Now, I really like this comic because I'm not even going to lie to you. Not even just because of the fact that, they show the dynamic of the Robins and how loyal Robins are to each other, right? Not even just that aspect of it, but the fact that, Tim Drake shows how loyal.
Hold on, Flea. Come back. Because we sat here, we sat here for 2 hours.
I'm listening.
On Marvel. Come back.
I'm listening.
Sit up.
I'm listening. I'm here.
Let's go. Go ahead.
My ears are open.
All right.
My ears are
So, Absolute Batman spoilers incoming review and recap of issue 23. Yeah, the Robins are mad, man. Jason is being Jason. He still wants to hunt Batman down. Some are saying it's a good idea. Some are saying it's a bad idea. Tim Drake being that loyalist, that good friend, he slides with him. And they do what they accomplished to do. They run down, track Batman, and capture him. Now, after that, Absolute Clayface shows up, and things go left for the worse. And it gets really, really terrifying for the Robins. Spoiler alert, like I said, once again, they kill off another legendary character. We know that they killed off Jim Gordon in a couple of issues ago. Now they kill off Tim Drake. And the dope part about it, right? There's a nice panel that shows Absolute Batman holding Tim Drake like he held Jason Todd.
Yep.
And man, I thought that was a great homage to that. I'm loving this series, man. It's my absolute favorite comic book in the world. There's no other comic book that can compete. I'm sorry.
Nothing.
For you.
I'm
saying,
for the world. Man, you know what I'm saying?
For the world. For the world.
In the world, man. It's one of the best, man. It's
one of the best.
This should go 100 issues.
I like when you said that.
What?
One of the best.
One of the best. It's definitely one of the best. But Blue, you want to go to Galactus first to see what he's saying?
Nah, F what Galactus got to say, bro. I already argue with him. Listen, this book is fantastic, brother. Listen, you already gave the synopsis, right? They put twists in this books with the art that threw me off, right? The fact that we see Bruce down in the dirt. Joker and Scarecrow have gotten him so much. he is self-sabotaging everyone. He thinks everybody has a part to play in what Joker's doing. Joker's got his hands on everything, right? And then you got to the fact where he thinks he sees, mind you, I thought this was real. I was like, how is this? It's not real. This is Matt Fraction, Batman, seeing Alfred. He's talking to himself, seeing ghosts, right? He's seeing Alfred, and he's seeing his mother talk to him. He's yelling at his mother, and he can't even speak to his mother as Bruce. He has to put the mask on to address her in his mind because he's so effed up. And then you got the fact where you go to the end where Clayface comes off, changes himself as Clayface in disguise, which is crazy. Nobody can see but Bruce because there is a curfew. Nobody's on the streets. And he offs Tim Drake. Mind you, it was a vote, right? But then you look at how he's holding him, and it looks like it's Jason Todd. By the size of the person, it looks like Jason Todd. Then you go to the next page, it's not Jason, it's Tim. Insane. The way he wrote this, man, I'm telling you, he's writing out of his bag. He's at least getting 2 Omnis out of this. I'm just so happy that it's greatness and it's doing well. And every week we can come back. Every month we can come back and get our feel for it.
Ooh, that next one is gonna be crazy. We get Barbara Gordon as Batgirl. I'm not even gonna lie right now. I don't know if FOC is finished, but if y'all want to get Nick Dragotta and Scott Snyder's signature on that issue of Absolute Batman 24, Third Eye Comics got it right now. So I would say get it before it's gone because that's also they got the Sanford Green for $20 signature of New Titans, right? That shit is tough. I ordered that one too. I ordered both of them. So yeah, I spent a nice little.
You got the SIG? You got the SIG for Sanford Green for that one?
Yeah, I got the SIG for that one.
I want the one with the remark, the $100 one.
Right, it's a demon right here.
I want that $100 one with the remark. I'm thinking about doing it.
Yeah,
dropping it,
bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. And they got Sanford Green got the exclusive coming out, right?
Next week on Wednesday. I already got a pre-order. I can't wait to pick it up.
How'd you pre-order? Oh, you got the connections.
No, I don't have a connection. I got a black comic book store that is only an hour away. So I was like, yo, let me get that. So they said you can either pick it up or you can pay for it in advance. I was like, let me pay for mine now, so it guarantees me a copy. So on Wednesday I'll go pick it up.
Ah, that's fire.
Yeah, you can only get it from a black comic
and
book
it's
store.
only one per store, right?
I don't know. I'm trying to see if I can. I told Hackgo, I was like, yo, if I can lift another one, man, I'll cop another one for him.
Also, man, Gojo just made an appearance. So if y'all see something in the back, man.
Glad you came back after a few weeks.
But Galactus, how did you feel about Absolute Batman?
I mean, I'm not gonna sit up here and just act like I'm not gonna front about what I read. I liked it. It was good, man. That like the thing is I didn't like the first part of that whole thing with the whole vote stuff with the Robins, but I mean they're children, right? But it is what it is. What got me is that point in time when his peoples came, the people that we're familiar with being villains, they still love him as a brother. So they like, look, man, like we coming to help you. Like you're not okay. Like you're not okay, and we need to be together so that way we can help you. Like help you get well. And then Batman is of course crashing out again. Especially but it's he's been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? So the what got me though was the Clayface battle. I was like, okay, this is dope because we're seeing an actual character here that can basically do anything. Like to mold to be anything. A bigger version of Batman? Batman already big as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he a bigger version and all that type of stuff. So ultimately, man, I'm loving it. What I don't like is the constant pivots though. That's the one thing that I am kind of frustrated with because the last issue I thought I was gonna get more Scarecrow or more Joker. The downside to that is I didn't get that. So for me, it's the constant pivoting. And I understand what he's doing because he's trying to keep us interested into, introducing us to new characters and so forth and so on. But don't do what you did to me before. You know what I'm saying? Like you slowed up, but now you putting your foot back on the pedal again. Let's take it easy, man, because you were getting to that place where I was super interested. Like, okay, well, what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me some more about the whole interaction with the Joker. And then now we don't get it. But that was the only thing. That's my only takeaway. I would have to say the only downside for me. But other than that, I'll have to say this is a great book. And this is one of the best books that I'm reading right now, which is no doubt. So ultimately, overall, this world building that they're doing with the Absolutes is phenomenal. We are seeing so many different things. Like, I'm super excited. Like, what happens next? Honestly, even in the Superman book, like, we're seeing this collision of the Absolutes coming together. So I'm in love right now. Like, I'm like, this is it.
Yeah,
You're in love? Oh my God, DC has made you fall in love.
And they
you got
cooking
your
up.
best friend. You got your best friend in the chat hating for no reason, and we're falling in love, guys.
Hatgo needs to not. Now you can't hate on this. Like, I understand why. I understand why the hate is there, but it's unnecessary. Because when you look at it, this book, we've never seen, and I'll keep saying this, we've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like this using the characters that I know and love. I've never seen anything like it. You can't deny the success of this. It's very well written. It's very well, like, it's almost like they took the concept of what Marvel did for their MCU and they put this into a comic book for DC, building that world out. So overall, you can't deny it, man. Like, the framework is there.
Really good. Before we get
to
indies,
working.
though, right? Because we on a short clock. Before we get to indies, let's talk real quick. Miles Morales issue 1 drop. A lot of people got mixed feelings about it. Me personally, I really didn't care. I thought it was a fun read. I thought it was something to jump right in. But I couldn't understand there was so much progress with Miles in his last run that they kind of, kind of reverted back to,
Real
this.
Quick.
Go ahead.
Real quick, I know you're going to continue on that. We need to welcome a new, somebody just stepped in, the Destroyer.
I was writing them in the chat. I
appreciate it. Welcome in, Destroyer. Yo, we are not full of negativity. You're going to find that. Check out some of the other episodes before this one. Also, make sure you go and rewatch this again up to the point you came in. All right.
Yeah, we definitely talked about Avengers Doomsday. We had, we praised it, but we're realists on here. We don't just praise things. We give our honest opinions and takes. If it's meant to get negative, then we'll get negative on it. Like, the only thing negative we talked about was probably DC using AI for the concept of Lobo and Supergirl. Besides that, it's been pretty much an enjoyable podcast. But
it's true. I can't be mad.
Yo, man, Flea just had to throw it in there. Go ahead, man.
So, all right. So we are moving on. Quick, Miles. Talk about Miles and let's get into this indie stuff.
I don't care. It's
you don't care how you feel about it. Marvel, Miles is back.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't care about this issue. I did not think it was great. I thought it was cool. Yeah, I do think it was fun. I think it was some misplaced dialogue. I think there was a lot of regression done to his character. It is the first character. It is the first issue. So I'm not. Cody Ziegler is a vastly different writer and thinker with anime and stuff than other writers. So I do think it's a little weird. It's not a bad issue at all. If you were to ask me to rate out of 10, I'd probably give it a 7. I think it's a good 7. I probably will keep picking. It's not one of the Marvel books I'm dropping, so that's a plus because I'm getting very particular when it comes to Marvel at this point. I have to. You can't just keep farming money from me on every front. But I definitely think the art was magnificent. Art was great.
Peak.
I like to see what he was saying with his dad. It definitely gave me vibes of the Spider-Verse movies, which I think is a good way to link because that new movie is coming out soon. So yeah, and all in all, I'm ready to see what this arc is about, and then we'll go from there.
Bet. Galactus, how did you feel about issue 1 of Miles?
Man, I liked it. This was my first introduction into Miles Morales as far as the character goes. The first book, yeah, man, I had to admit to it. I have other books, but I didn't read them. This was the first time I actually read a Miles Morales book, and it definitely. The great thing is that although he is Spider-Man, I love how they separate the two characters. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see his own identity being Miles Morales. So I loved it. I love. First of all, the art in here is really good. It's really good, and Marvel has this way of really focusing on the panels to actually flow really well. I say this all the time when it comes to Marvel books. Like, you're not confused what's going on in a panel. The panels, you see what's going on in them. You know what's happening in the blurb. They make it very clear cut. They made this really age appropriate when it comes to Miles Morales. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? They're super dope. Like, that was a fire panel. But they made it age appropriate and also very relevant to the culture right now, as far as his vernacular. So ultimately, you're gonna get a younger version of Spider-Man that some of these other younger readers can kind of relate to. So ultimately, I did love it. I think I'm going to continue with the run. This will be one of the ones I actually do continue with Miles Morales. But I'm excited to see what happens next. It was a good book to me, man. I'll have to give it an 8.
I'm gonna go like where Blue is, around like a 7, because even though this is why, because you don't really have nothing to compare it to, right, Galactus? Compared to some of its other runs, the other 2 previous runs, it's like, you know what I'm saying? And I can understand people's frustrations, because when you read in these runs, they elevated the character as far as, developing him in ways, whether it be his power setting, whether it be his mental, things like that, to a level where it's like Cody Ziegler just threw all that away and was like, you know what? Which I'm not mad, because he's telling his own story, but at the end of the day, I feel like he could have went a different direction. But hey, listen, speaking of Miles Morales, chat, man, y'all want to get me something for Christmas at issue 1. You heard? If y'all can find that issue 1 of the original run, let me get that, man.
Are you talking? I think you're talking about his first appearance.
Yeah, my God,
that's Ultimate Fallout, wasn't it? Ultimate Fallout number 4.
You know how much that book is?
That
like
was Ultimate Fallout number 4.
Like
that book is like,
ain't no 2000,
no, it's
1,000?
like, if you want it raw, you probably get it for a couple $100 is what it is.
Went down.
Hell no, I seen that shit on eBay. Let me see.
No, it's listen.
If you want it graded, you talk about it's 1,000.
Yeah,
it's 400 right now. I just got it from my LCS. It dropped in price and it went up a little bit. It's like 450, 420.
Right.
Raw. Yes.
Yeah, raw is in the 4s.
It's still a lot of money, but
the one I seen was 1,700. Maybe it was because it was signed and
it had to been
like
graded. It was it raw or graded?
No, it was graded for sure.
Of course. A 9.8 it's definitely gonna be in a grand. Or
don't buy that book graded. Do not do that.
Why?
Because you're gonna spend too much. Buy it raw.
And then slab it.
Yes. And then
you would spend a ton less. If you buy it raw, get it clean and pressed, sent it in, you save bread. Lots of it.
I wasn't gonna buy it anyway. I'm not even gonna lie. I wasn't gonna buy it anyway. I'm gonna keep it on it. Unless it was gifted to me, I swear I'm not buying no more.
I got mine.
Books.
I got mine.
You heard? I am not buying no more expensive books. I swear I'm not. Like, unless I have been thinking of 2 books recently. One, the first appearance of Constantine, which is a Swamp Thing book, because I do like Swamp Thing. Oh yeah, that's the first appearance of Mister Sinister right there.
This is the first appearance. This is the first cover appearance. Let me tell you something. These books are they were worth something before, but this Joker right here jumped to $50. I paid like $10 for this. This is a $100 book or more. It's already signed by Chris Claremont. So if I get this thing graded, it's through the roof. It's the first appearance. But I'm just saying, like, look at it from a different perspective, man. It's an investment. And number one, you can get more than your return on those books once you sell them, as long as you got them at a good price. Like my books, I didn't pay that much for them, what they're going for now. In the aftermarket, I could get bread for those.
Hey, I believe it. All right, now indies. We got to talk indies, right? Because we got a big indie topic to cover. So, Blue, let's talk indies, man. What were some of your picks of the week?
Definitely Power Rangers Unlimited. For sure. This $1 Trillion Kid, I've really been enjoying this event. For some reason, I didn't get High Street that comes out this week, but it is what it is. But this $1 Trillion Kid, I'm telling you, it's such a good time. It's so heartfelt. And the way they're doing their first event with the Ghost Machine and Unbelievables, it's amazing, man. I really love it. I know Galactus has a lot of good feelings about it.
Also, I know we're going to talk about it maybe a little bit. Blood and Thunder. Man, this book, I know a lot of people jumped off of it. This book has been upping and upping and upping in toys and storytelling. The art has always been great. You definitely feel connected to the main character in every issue, and you're rooting for her more than anything. For last for me, I got to go Rascal Randy. I know a lot of people don't really rock with Rascal Randy, but this is issue 2 for me, and I've really been enjoying it. I don't know why people are hating on it so much. Maybe the writer. I'm really enjoying it, getting the backstory, getting the history of the origin of where the character and the writer even got it from, and the aspect of the murder aspect, trying to figure out who it is, where it came from, why he does what he does, is very intriguing to me.
All right, Galactus, your picks of the week, and then we'll talk about the best one. What do y'all want to talk about? Rascal Randy or Blood Thunder? I read Rascal Randy. I didn't read none of the other stuff, but we could talk.
I
about
didn't read Blood
Thunder.
and Thunder yet. I didn't read Blood and Thunder yet. I was on my list to actually read next, and I did not read, or I didn't have Rascal Randy in my pulls. Y'all can still talk about it though. Y'all can still talk about it.
That's cool. So give us your picks of the week that people should check out, and then we'll talk about what people should pick up next week, and then we'll talk about our indie title that we got a special surprise for the chat.
All right.
Go ahead.
$1 Trillion Kid. One of my is in my top. This is a really good book. Like he said, it's super fun. The great thing is you don't really need to know about Horns being Halo and some of the other unbelievables. Because I don't. So this was a great introduction to those characters. Looking forward to seeing what happens next. I may even pick up those, which is why sometimes picking up these books will get you into other books, other stories. So don't just remember about that. Another one is Cult de Sac. Cult de Sac was a really good book to me, mainly because I have an HOA. If you are a homeowner, you know what HOAs, if you have one in your area, you know how bullcrap they are, and what the things that they expect from you. So this one, but it actually involves a cult. But that one I thought was really unique from that perspective. Gastronomy, yeah. Gastronomy. This one is really good. You want something that's
Go to cover.
I can't show that. I can't show that. I can't show that. All I have to say is, what do y'all use to cut paper?
Scissors.
What do you scissors? Okay.
Scissors, yeah.
So Gastronomy, great book, gory. I don't know what direction they're going in, but overall, listen, this book right here, if you like horror, go ahead and read it.
If you like horniness, go ahead.
Man, it's not all about that, man. It's not even featuring all that.
All right, show the cover then.
I cannot show that cover. I cannot. You trying to get me banned off of here forever. Because that cover will get me banned forever.
All right, so heroes, that's the stuff, man. Let us know how y'all feel about the indie titles. Now, real quickly, before we talk about next week, let's talk about next week real quick. What's some books they should pick up? I'll go first since I'm already here looking at it. Bishop 3. Bishop, I've really been liking that miniseries, man. I hope they continue it, to be honest. M1 Monster Racing 3. I like that. I want to see more, to be honest. So I hope this issue gives me a lot more of the story and where it's going. Also, what else did I pick up? I'm leaving a lot for y'all because I know some of these books y'all gonna bring up. Oh, the Ben 10 blind bag is coming out. I'm definitely getting that. I've already got the It cover. I'm definitely gonna pick up that blind bag though. Oh, this is one that oh, Blue, you know what blind bag I might need you to get me, bro? That what? Something's Killing the Children issue 50.
That's gonna be hitting.
Yeah, I can't get it at my LCS, bro. They, for some reason, before FOC they sold out, which didn't make no sense to me. It didn't. Yeah, but like the FOC, when you went to pre-order, it said sold out. And I'm like, how the hell could it be sold out if the FOC didn't even land yet? But yeah, those are. I want to steal this one from Blue, but I'm not.
Go ahead. No, talk about it.
Absolute Green Arrow. So Absolute Green Arrow. I finally caught up with the last one. So issue 4. I'm super excited for it. So those are the ones that I'm pretty much hyped for. Go ahead, Blue.
I'm going to say once again, don't pick up anything Marvel because it's not good this week. Make sure you pick up Absolute Flash. Absolute Flash is picking up and is going to the moon. It feels like Flash. I'm really enjoying the last 2 to 3 issues. We got New Titans. Listen, whether you like Titans or not, whether you like any of them characters, y'all cried, y'all moaned, y'all bitch for Static.
I left that
Static
one for
coming
you
back.
because I knew you was.
Yeah, it's a Static coming back for the first time in DC Universe, actual main universe. Y'all better buy the book. Y'all better buy multiple covers. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear no crying because this is what y'all asked for. Then if you're still picking up TMNT, I would say pick up TMNT. If Destruction Be Our Lot issue 4, that drops this week. That's been a really good indie. I'm really enjoying that. And lastly, I'll go Shredder. I'm really enjoying Shredder, man. Dan Waters is
I
killing
gotta
Shredder.
pick that back up. I'm like
Yeah.
5 issues
It's
behind, 4 or 5.
I've been
issues.
enjoying it, man.
Not
I've
gonna
really been
lie.
enjoying it.
I gotta pick that back up.
And
Galactus. Go ahead. Oh, you got something to say? My fault.
No, I was gonna say take it away, Galactus. I'm telling him take
Go
it away.
ahead, Galactus.
Let me see real quick.
Sorry, y'all. Bishop in Avengers Armageddon. Yeah, obviously Bishop, but yeah, my bad.
Yeah, he hating on
Oh.
Bishop. Don't worry, y'all. He tried to.
No.
I
I like Bishop.
He tried to throw a shot at Marvel, and Bishop caught it straight because he ain't know.
Yeah, I forgot. I apologize. I forgot about
caught it
Bishop.
straight. You know what I'm saying?
Bishop is enjoyed. I enjoy Bishop. I do enjoy Bishop.
Go ahead, Galactus.
Let me see. Mine, I'm picking up, of course, Battle Beast. Absolute Green Arrow. I got that Martin Simmons cover. Can't wait for that. Uncanny X-Men number 34. They hitting on all cylinders with X-Men, so I'm enjoying it. Last Driver, I believe, comes out this week as well. Number 1. So Last Driver. Alien King Killer number 5.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. If y'all have not been reading it, and I keep saying this, if y'all watch my videos on TikTok, you know every single time I buy Alien King Killer, I tell y'all, if you ain't reading it, you missing out. Like Alien King Killer is fire. Bug Wars, The Coming of War Doom is coming out. Number 1 from the Bug Wars series. If you have not been reading Bug Wars, you are definitely missing out. That Joker right there is fire. We're talking about some Conan / Mama Shut the Kids, all that type of shit. M1 Racing, of course, Bishop. Mumra, the Living, Ever Living. Y'all have not been reading that crossover with Mumra, the Silverhawks, as well as Thundercats. You're missing out. They're finally coming to a close on Mumra series. And then the new arc begins. They're rewriting the whole thing with everybody together. So it's going to be dope. End of Life. Yo, listen. DC and their whole damn, like, what's the name? Like, End of Life is funny as hell. If y'all haven't been reading End of Life, y'all missing out. It is such a funny
Every
book
time I want to
overall.
drop it, I enjoy it. It's crazy.
Man, listen, dude is a straight idiot, but it's so funny.
It's fun.
Arcadia is an Ignition Press book. If you guys have not been reading Arcadia, it comes with its own soundtrack. There's certain spots where you can scan and you can listen to the music while you're reading to get a feel for the actual book. It is a really human, like it's a human experience. As far as I'm concerned, when it comes to Arcadia, ultimate, like really good. And Spider-Man, Hulk, Fire and Brimstone. I am going to drink the Kool-Aid on that one. I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to read it.
What flavor is it?
It might be some bullcrap, but look,
it's all of them put together. That's what it is.
It's probably gonna be some bullcrap, but I'm gonna see what happens with this.
You gonna like it too.
I don't know why I'm buying it. I hate buying these team up books, but I'm gonna try it, man. And see what it's like.
All right, heroes. So make sure you go to your local comic book store or go online and pre-order these books. Support the ones that you love. And speaking of that support, this before we get into our indie stuff, I did have a topic about Stephanie Williams. She's been really active lately, all over the place. And she said, she would love to do a crossover with some of the new titles coming out with Steel and Static and Vixen. She's pushing for that. She also said, Wonder Woman fans, be happy because a character that people know and love, Nubia, she's gonna try to push for. And she said, expect more of her on the way. And she also talked about, somebody asked her about some clarity on the Vixen book, and she did indeed out her own mouth said the book has been in progress and working on for 2 years. So with that being said, she cleared up a lot of stuff, and she's been very active lately, letting DC fans know about the properties.
Maybe a Black Panther book.
Yeah, so so look out for everything that
she hinted at it. Hinted at it.
Hopefully, I wouldn't mind her jumping on that, to be honest. But Hero, we
hinted
gotta
at
talk about a special indie that was nothing but fire. Power Rangers Unlimited 2. But instead of us talking about it, we got a special presentation for y'all today, a special interview from the writers of Power Rangers Unlimited, Joey Esposito, Kenny Porter, doing a review and deep dive of Power Rangers Unlimited 1 and 2, and also talking about the creation and thoughts behind Zord Quest. And breaking news, let me put the gunshots here real quick. Kenny Porter and Joey Esposito has decided that Voice of the Heroes will be the home for Power Rangers Unlimited recaps and deep dives monthly.
Wow.
So every month with every issue, you will get a deep dive and recap with the creators and the writers of Power Rangers Unlimited. With that being said,
say it again, please. Live. Say it again.
Live. So with that being said, thank y'all so much for tuning in to episode 1 of season 2. The Unks are back in full effect. Get ready for this interview. Don't go nowhere. I love y'all. Love yourself. Pass that love on and love others. And if nobody told you so, just know Spider-Man the GOAT. Peace. Yeah, what's good, everybody? You already know who it is and what it is. And if you don't, it's the one and only one, Fleetboy Jetson. And you're watching Voice of the Heroes podcast. And I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors, G Fuel. Use G Fuel promo code Fleetboy for 20% off on all products. And also Bandai Namco. Big shout out to them. Actually celebrating my 1-year anniversary being a Bandai Namco partner. So make sure y'all check out all the new games they got in store for you. And last but not least, Ubisoft Assassin's Creed Black Flag is out right now. So make sure you go get that. Now, with that being said, I'm going to give a huge shout out to my Voice of the Heroes Uncaped co-host, Blue Jack, for joining me today. And we have 2 gentlemen in the building who's writing some of the best stories in the game right now with so many great titles. Let's welcome the writers of Power Rangers Unlimited, Kenny Porter and Joey Esposito. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. How y'all doing today?
Excellent. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man. Doing great.
Hey, well, thank you so much. So we're going to jump real quick, take a little memory lap around January. Joey, you dropped Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Zord Quest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
yes,
I thought that book, that one shot, I believe it was like 40 pages, man. I was truly impressed with that because I don't want to say we was in a slump, but all we had at the time was Power Rangers Prime. Big shout out Melissa Flores. She was doing her thing with that. And then we immediately get hit with Mighty Morphin Zord Quest. Now, this book basically, puts the Rangers forced with a conflict with themselves, questioning what it truly means to be a hero. What did that particular theme mean to you while exploring that story?
I always love to think about, especially with that original Mighty Morphin team, because they were my team they came out when I was in 3rd grade. I've thought about them my entire life. But it's something that I always think about regarding Power Rangers is like the impact, thinking about myself as a teen and how like not confident I was and how you're a teenager, things are awkward, things are weird, you're learning about yourself, you're learning about others, but then like imagining you're literally the power of the universe is like put on your shoulders and how to deal with that when you're like still figuring out yourself and yet the whole world is relying on you. So that was sort of something I wanted to investigate in that. Granted, 40 pages, not a ton of space to do that, especially with 6 characters, But I think like tying it to this Zord idea that I had about Zord sanctuaries and like where the dinosaurs live when they're sort of hibernating, and like what does that space look like, and connecting it to, you know, sort of a test that Zordon has in place for whoever might acquire those power coins, I thought was really interesting. So yeah, that's sort of where the genesis of Zord Quest came from.
All right, with through the journey of Mighty Morphin Power Zord Quest, how did you decide, in what areas to, you know, basically put those stories in?
Sure. So I really just took a look at the show and the environments the Zords were coming from when we see them, like sort of, you know, when the Power Rangers call them and you see the you know, the Triceratops running through the desert and the pterodactyl coming out of the volcano. I just wanted to match up those geographic regions with places on Earth that seemed like they could be legitimate. And I think I did a pretty good job. You know, like there's places like up in the far reaches of Canada where it's like where the dinosaur or the T-Rex comes from, that's like just constantly sort of like always on fire a little bit. You know, it's just like those sort of like natural anomalies that I started thinking like, okay, well, maybe the Zords are the reason that these places are like that in the first place. So just like kind of unraveled a bunch of Zord lore in my mind.
Hey, I loved it, man. I think it was a great one shot, and it really gave me like the feel like, oh man, we need more, and then bam, we get more. Boom Studios announces 3 different projects: Power Rangers Unlimited, Power Rangers Green, and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now, Daniel was at San Diego Comic-Con. Sorry we didn't get to link up with y'all. Big shout out to Legacy and Nerd for everything nerd related, man. Make sure y'all check out www.thelegacyofnerd.com for the latest and greatest in nerd culture. We got new articles up there daily. You can check them out. He said he was at a panel, right? And they was going over the projects. And they said that Mighty Morphin will probably connect with Unlimited. And how is that like a thing? Because I know in the book, for those who ain't read issue 1, man, I don't know what y'all been doing or living under a rock, but it's went crazy. It sold out, went into second printing. The first 24 hours it came out. So connected, right? Is it going to lead up to a special event, or are we just going to happen to see that particular Mighty Morphin team join whatever operation Trini has in store for them?
So we can't say exactly what could or could not happen in my most political on the campaign trail sort of response. But we did explain in the panel that they are happening simultaneously. Like the Unlimited base in time is happening at the same time that the Mighty Morphin book is on Earth. So because the Unlimited base is on Aquitar, the water planet where the Alien Rangers are from, that base of operations, its main time period where the older Trini from Once and Always, which has been revealed, it's not a secret anymore, it's everywhere. Like our Trini in our book is the one from Once and Always who died and has come back, has been plucked from the grid. That's happening concurrently at the same time that the Earth one is going on. So while our Unlimited team is dealing with a ton of Doctor Who, like time and space missions and jumping forward in time, back in time, across the universe, the main base in that point in time is at the same time period that Marguerite's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is happening. So we put them on 2 separate Earths to make sure, or not 2 separate Earths, 2 separate planets. I don't want to make it more complicated with multiversal stuff accidentally. Too much of that DC stuff leaking back into me. But they're on 2 separate planets so that we didn't have to worry about any sort of like bumping heads and stuff until we're ready to possibly do other stuff. But so the possibility's there because it's happening at the same time.
Oh, I love it. And you know, I know y'all can't give too much away. And speaking of Trini being the Ranger from Once and Always, right? You know what y'all did to the community, right? Y'all know all the power scalers on TikTok. Y'all know all the debates have completely shifted because normally, like, we're heavy routed in the Power Rangers community all over, especially on TikTok. And these debates happen all the time. Who's the strongest? What team's better? Et cetera, et cetera. And what normalizes the conversation for most of us is, oh, you can't use the comics. You can't use the comics. Comics ain't canon. Comics ain't canon. Y'all have officially destroyed that conversation and totally, and I love it. Blue knows how much I love this.
Yeah.
I love the fact that now we get to speak about Boom Studios entirety because, like you said, spoilers ahead, man. The operator, guiding Trini on her operation towards the end of the book ends up being Billy from the Darkest Hour. So I gotta ask you two gentlemen, how did y'all two put y'all big brains together and create that, man? What was the thought?
They're geniuses, man. I'm telling you, they got it. They love it.
I mean, I think Blue answered the question. We're geniuses and we love it.
That's the simple answer. I'll start and then you could jump in, Joey. But when we were both asked to do the book, they only had a couple of like random things. Like, we don't know what it's gonna be. We just have a title and a general vibe of like, we want to take the Power Rangers Unlimited title and make it like Justice League Unlimited, where it's like it could be anybody. And we're like anybody? Like, I think both on our separate calls we're like, you mean we can use anybody? And that's the only rule. They're like, yeah, also if you could include, and I don't think they had we came up with the operator stuff, right? They were just like, if you could include Billy from Darkest Hour somewhere in there. So that was like the operator stuff and all that was stuff that we came up with together. Because basically we'd never spoken before. And they're like, you guys are going to co-write this book. So then we got on a phone call. Luckily, it was like stepbrothers. Like, did we just become best friends? Like, after talking for like 5 minutes about, we basically wanted to both do the exact same thing with the book. So we're like, great, this is exactly the thing that we've both been thinking about our entire lives. And then I'll pass it over to you, Joey.
Yeah, and as far as like canon and stuff goes, my philosophy on that is like, anything is canon if you believe it hard enough. And so like, it felt natural to me to be able to find like within one issue where we're able to connect those two, the sort of TV show universe and the comics that have come before in a way that puts them all on the table at once, right? So like now we're sharing this canon across mediums and across time and space and everything, and that just seemed like the most obvious move to make, but also the most exciting, and that opened up the most possibilities.
I love that, because now the premise essentially opens up the door for every generation of Power Rangers. How do you decide what Ranger belongs on, on what team, or how did y'all come up with that? Did y'all just pluck certain seasons like, oh, you know what? I'm an SPD fan. I love this. Because we got a crazy Jungle Fury spread in issue 1. Like, so I gotta ask, first question before that one, what's your favorite Power Rangers season, right? So I can get an idea of what's going on. And then 2, like, did y'all like, all right, I got Trent, I got Maya, how did that work?
To answer your first question, I always go back to Mighty Morphin because it's my original.
Go. Don't be.
But
let's go.
I also like in this journey, I've been doing a complete rewatch, and I found Space and Lightspeed Rescue to be like really impactful on things that I'm thinking about, like in terms of elements that we could use or bring in, or characters that we haven't seen sort of in the extended Power Rangers universe. And then as far as like picking the teams, we talk a lot about how we're sort of operating as Trini / the operator, in that like we're also discussing like the pros and cons of each character and how they would fare on one type of mission versus another type of mission. But we want to like take advantage of character dynamics and special skills that they may have that would make sense to have them on a particular mission for. Or vice versa, like maybe they're not the best person for that mission, and what happens when they're in that situation anyway. So those are the kinds of things that we're thinking about. And certainly we have our favorites that we want to use. But I think number one for us is like making sure that these are the right characters for the story and for the mission that they're on, rather than just like I want to use so and so we're gonna throw them in here. Like everyone has a purpose, I think.
And then on my side for favorites, similar to Joey, especially because I've gone back and watched a ton of clips from stuff. Most of it I remember, but there are some seasons that are a blind spot to me, so I go and watch a bunch of the episodes and stuff, especially for using the characters. In Space is probably still my favorite, but my runner-up, and it's like depending on the day, is also Time Force, because I love that story, and I love the Sentai too, like Time Ranger. I'm a huge fan of the Sentai too. I think Joey is as well. So like anytime there's something cool from the Sentai we can kind of like homage to or anything, I'm always down for that. And then with the stories, he's 100% correct. Like it's almost like we're role playing as the mission leaders, and we decide what the genre is going to be in the mission. They're like, okay, who's the most interesting to send on this? Like it's no secret we got a heist issue coming up. We're like, all right, who's the bag man? Who's our tech person? Who's going to be the distraction? Like it was all like planning an Ocean's 11 heist with Power Rangers, which again is another thing you've never seen them do before. And that was always a mission statement with the book is let's do it like we run the show, like we're showrunners as if it were a TV show, not to take away from the format of comics or anything, but in terms of the mindset. And like, what's all the stuff they never do on the show? Like they never do a horror slasher issue. That's what we're getting in issue 2. They've never done a heist. At least they've never done a heist like this before, where it's like
on this scale, Serpentera. My God,
yeah, stealing Serpentera. Yeah, I'm so glad they let us do that. That we're like, they've been great. Like Hasbro's like not pushed back on our crazy ideas at all. And we have some other genres coming up pretty soon. I think some have been solicited. We posted some pictures of recently. I'll still keep a little bit for the internet for them to go find out. But doing that and being able to pick these characters, like Joey said, with the like who's gonna butt heads, who's gonna get along like instantly. What are cool matchups, like teams or characters who never got to cross over, who maybe should have, like if they just didn't have the footage, or if there was a movie in between stuff. I know they never did a crossover between Ninja Storm and Wild Force because they switched from, that was from Fox Kids to Nickelodeon at the time? Or
Ownership,
I think.
yeah.
Yeah. So, or no, it was Disney first. It was
Disney.
It was the Disney era was Ninja Storm. So like they never did a crossover there. So we're always thinking about things like that of like, what did we not get to see? What would be great interactions? It's really fun to do that and to take characters that we loved or that we've grown to love over the years and get to put them in these situations. Cause that's what the best part of it is like, there's so much history and there's so much you could do with all these teams that have existed and either previously teamed up or saved the world in different aspects. Like it's just that fun part of superhero comics of getting to have all these characters in the room. It's like getting to write the Avengers when they're all together after they've all done a crazy bunch of stuff.
So dealing with all the different Rangers and how the seasons go and how they have character development in those seasons, how do you guys go about picking certain characters and certain times of those seasons because they act different? And I'm pretty sure you guys understand what I'm referencing when it comes to like Sky in issue 2. And he still has that bravado about Red Ranger because his dad.
Are there